What's up, everyone? Yet again, another episode, Fast Life Podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, man. Another glorious Monday. Trying to get things rolling here at the shop, trying to get a retail space built, trying to do a lot of shit, man. Got 2 weeks till Daytona, so we're really busting ass trying to get everything done. That way we come back to a lot of projects ready to roll, you know. All you painters and builders out there know what we're talking about. Last week, what did we do last week?
Fuck.
We just worked. That's all we do.
Yeah, I can't
It's
even.
been a nightmare.
We did that bagger.
Finish that up.
Homeboy, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a long weekend. Our buddy Jetty came through and helped us build this wall that we've done in the shop, which you'll probably see pictures of soon on Instagram. And got a lot of stuff going on here at the shop. And fuck, man. Now, what's that new social media?
Vero. It's like Vero.
What the hell is that shit? Like, I'm on it because I feel
I'm
like
on
I
it
need
right
to.
now, too.
I feel like, you know what I honestly feel like it is?
What?
Is that old saying, you know, your mom or somebody would say, like, if everybody goes and jumps off a bridge, would you go do it? I feel like we all just jumped off a bridge.
We're jumping off it, but I think it's okay because I'm not really even gonna use it until like more people get on it and I start understanding the concept.
The concept.
Yeah. So until then, I'm not gonna be on it. But whenever people are like really hopping on, I can say I was one of the first people on that motherfucker. What's up, hipster?
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice if it was like what I was telling you earlier. All this like 3 different ways or 4 different ways of connecting with people seems a little bit complicated, but I see the purpose.
I feel like it's trying to be an all-encompassing kind of thing. Like it does everything that every other app does. It's trying to like put it all in one.
Well, maybe it'll be cool, or maybe
it'll just be a disorganized mess. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, if it is badass, you know damn well Zuckerberg's gonna buy that shit up real quick. So,
no, we ain't having none of this.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah. So we're now we're back in Dallas. So obviously the last 3 podcasts you've heard have been from our trip up to Northern Cali to drop off some paint work and pick up more and link up with some homies on the way there and back. We're planning to catch a couple guys out in Daytona and on the way back from Daytona to bring you some pretty good shit for the later end of next month. It'll probably be pretty slow rolling until after Daytona with us, just because there's not a whole lot of people that have I wouldn't say want to get on, but they are hesitant to get on here in Dallas. So we're kind of, unless you want to hear us every day, which I don't know why you would. You hear us every day on the podcast.
We'd have to have some kind of cool thing going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we'd have to come up with some kind of cool concept to talk about, or like a game.
A
drinking game.
Yeah. Well, let's, sponsors, man. Manic Crew still on board.
It's the motherfucking homies.
Crew.com. Those dudes are really, I feel like I know this guy. Like,
I do too.
Never met him, never hung out with him.
He's been like really back and forth, like responding to everything we message on him.
I bet his chick or his old lady is just pissed because he's on the internet or on Instagram all day long.
Why don't you just put it down?
Come talk to me. Yeah.
He's a cool ass dude though.
But yeah, follow him, manic_crew.com, or no, just follow him on manic.
I think.
Well, we figured that they'll understand.
Mike fucking plugged him in the podcast itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so check them out, manic_crew. I have not confirmed, but I do believe you can still go on and order, get 10% off your first order at Fast Life 10. And I do know that he just released the new shirt that Darren McKee, I think is how you say his name, just designed for him, and it's pretty dope.
It is.
And we got some on the way. Can't wait for it, to be honest with you. So yeah, go check out Manic Crew. Tag them in your photos. Follow their page. Help build
America.
Yeah. Also, painthuffer.com. I'm not sure if the offer code is still good. You can definitely check it out and try. Fast Life Garage, I believe. If you
No,
go
it
to their
was
website,
Was it just Fast Life?
was it just? I don't. I erased it, so I don't know. I can't remember. Just type in all kinds of different fast combinations.
Listen to our old podcast.
Yeah.
All you got to do is fast forward to it.
But yeah, Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram. Check out all the badass shit, all the badass painters, all the cool shit he reposts. Constantly coming out with new flakes, new colors, new pearls, new shit. He's building the empire over there, and I'm fucking digging it, and I'm just glad I'm a part of it. As a team member and as a, what we can help him out through this podcast. We're actually probably going to be sitting down with him in April, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Either we talked about flying out there to Phoenix.
Yeah, I remember he was talking about that.
Or I know he's going to be here in April for the what is it? That fucking MotoGP thing or whatever in Austin. So. Yeah, check him out, painthuffer.com, Painthuffer Metal Flake on the IG. He's probably on that new Vero thing, but I don't know how the fuck that shit works.
Yeah, we don't know how to plug anybody on
we
that
can't
yet.
plug any of that yet. Also, once again, the homie Mark at Texas Performance MC. If you're online,
Did you
Texas
just say the
Performance-
homeo?
The homeo. I said the homie over at. Anyway, check out Mark, Texas Performance MC. He's actually, what's crazy is like between the last podcast with Dixon Flannel and honestly this podcast, I don't even know why I'm plugging him in the beginning because we just
He's
talked
all
about
over
him the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And if everything goes well, he will actually be on the next podcast we release. It'll actually be him and us. If he's supposed to be dropping off his Softail up here for us to put some sauce on. So when he does, we were planning on sitting down with him and shooting the shit, and I don't even know what the fuck we talk about, but fuck
Same
it.
thing we talked about last time.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, check him out, Texas Performance MC on IG. If you want to go on his website, which I don't even know what the fuck. I've never even been on his website.
I don't either. I've
I've
not.
not.
Nope. Don't
If you're
need
down
to.
in Austin, check him out, Cedar Park, Texas. And if you can, I mean, any of these people you go see that are our sponsors, man, let them know you heard about them or heard, I guess, about them through our podcast. That way, they can kind of track whether or not this is actually helpful to them in any kind of way, which also helps us know whether or not we're doing anything for these people that sponsor our podcast. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, Man It Crew, if you send them a message or whatever, tell them you heard them on us. If you go order a shirt or something, you put that offer code in, it lets him know that our podcast is working for him. Same thing for Paint Huffer and Texas Performance MC. Also, don't forget we have our Patreon, which you can go to. It's patreon.com/FastLifeGarage, where you can sign up to be a subscriber, $1, $10, $5, whatever you can do a
$20.
month to help us fund all these things. And honestly, realistically, all we really need right now is just fucking gas money to go out of town.
Yeah, to record more.
It's like we know a lot of people all over the in the industry across the country, but we're not ballers. We're like, hey, I'm gonna fly you out to Dallas,
Yeah.
and we're not quite ready or interested in doing phone podcasts. I like
I like doing face to face, but
I like it that way, and I feel like I don't know. I like it better. It's more intimate, I guess you'd say.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah. Check out our Patreon. You can also get to it on our website, Fast Life Garage. There's a link to our Patreon, to our iTunes, so you can subscribe to this, and to our YouTube. Really, really hoping within the next couple of weeks, we will have a store on our website where you'll be able to order Simpson helmets and other things like that through us, which I know there's tons of online places that you can buy Simpson helmets. I guess the only way I would say it'd be awesome if you bought it from us is because the money we make selling you those helmets is going to go back into us riding bikes and doing shit we do. And I'm not sure if all the people online that sell Simpson helmets give a shit about motorcycle stuff. So
yeah, it goes back into the culture.
yeah, 100%. So between Simpson helmets and some other products we help to bring on our website, we you get it through us, and we appreciate it. It helps us continue to do everything we're trying to do. This last Saturday, right? Saturday or
Yeah, it was
Friday?
Saturday.
No, it's Friday.
Yeah, you're right. It was Friday.
Yeah, so Friday we went out to Fort Worth, and we sat down with our good buddy FXR Mike, who is probably the one that got me personally into FXRs. when I first met him, which I actually met him through when we painted his FXR, which was actually the first FXR we ever painted at this shop. But just talking with him, he was very insightful, very helpful, helped me figure out what to buy, even though I didn't use his advice when I bought my bike, and I just was totally impatient. Spent way more money than I should, but he's been a solid dude. He's helped us out in tons of ways. He's we painted a few bikes for him that he sold, and yeah, I mean, you're gonna hear friends talking is basically what you're gonna hear in this podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's one of I know for a fact he's one of my closest friends, and love to do the death. So fuck it, man. Check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Fast Life Podcast. All right, guys.
What's
we're live.
up?
What's going on?
Nada.
Yeah, so we were having a pretty awesome conversation before I pressed record.
We were just making plans. I haven't seen Mike in. When's the last time I saw you? Probably
A week ago? No. 2 or 3 weeks.
it was the IMS show, and
Yeah.
you were busy. So, but no, we were talking about our plans for Giddy Up and Texas Hills and all that stuff.
Pretty
right?
sure I gave you a hug.
Probably. You were
Yeah.
pretty drunk.
Yeah, I was super excited to see you. In a totally homosexual way.
I almost got an autograph, but
Hell yeah. From me or my current stripper girlfriend?
you.
Okay.
Because we were talking about being on the Discovery Channel or whatever,
Yeah.
the Travel Channel or whatever.
I
so
am on the Discovery Channel, embarrassingly enough.
It's not Discovery Channel. It's a
Travel Channel.
Travel Channel. Yeah. It was fucking. It was pretty funny. My wife was like talking about how much weight he's lost since then. Because
Oh
I mean,
God.
it doesn't look like that much. So I don't look at him and ever like, damn, like you're getting fat. Like I don't look at you.
It's
and
'cause we
give a
see each
shit,
other every day.
I can't tell because he's got Dixon flannel on when I see him. So
Well,
He's got like 2.
and I wear them every day.
Yeah, he does. Like no color coordination whatsoever. Just
Hey man, the camera always adds 10 pounds. I'm telling you, that's real
yeah,
shit.
that shit was pudgy as fuck, man.
Hell yeah, it looked. Like
It
had
was funny
bra-
though. What's the new saying now?
Whatever you're into, right? Whatever you're into, right?
That shit was crazy.
Hell yeah.
So how, man? What's the deadline with the chopper and everything? We'll talk about it real backwards. Whatever.
Yeah, why don't you give like an intro about that before?
oh, we could start at the
Did
beginning.
we even
'cause
say who we're sitting with?
Oh yeah, this is FXR Mike. If you don't follow FXR Mike,
in real life I go by Mike, but
no, he's FXR
No, he's
Mike.
FXR
That's
Mike.
what you are on my phone.
Yeah, to all of us.
I got like 6 FXR.
I would say not
somebody
FXR
friends.
Mark.
Yeah,
even
well,
though you
that's the
confuse us
problem.
all the time.
Like, so there's only, I guess there's more than one letter off, but it's like every time I'll be texting you. Remember last year for Rot Rally, I was like getting mad at you because like I was telling you that Rot Rally is a good business thing for you to do, and you're like, dude, I'm not going to Rot Rally.
I don't got a fucking business.
So I'm like telling Mark, like, dude, you need to be at fucking Rot Rally. He's like, oh, it's just not my thing, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's free advertising, and then it was like, holy shit, I'm talking to Mike. He has no reason to go to Rot Rally whatsoever.
Oh, you thought you were talking to him?
Yeah, I thought I was talking to Mark. So, yeah, it was funny. So even sometimes, like you both of you will text me every once in a while, and I'll get our conversations mixed up because
You can just put our real
Because
names
Mark-
in.
Mark FXR Mark, and then I got 7 other Marks and 7 other Mikes in my phone.
Mark
so
Matthews,
Mark and Mike are
Mike
like-
Fantazzi.
the iPhone
The
doesn't
same?
put your both, huh?
How are you getting it mixed up, dude?
Because when you have 2 of the same letters, I'm dyslexic as fuck. So I'm looking at FXR M, and there's a K in each name. So the rest of them I just fill the blank in. That's how dyslexia works, dude. Fucking
Okay.
queer.
Well, yeah, the People's Champ build. I guess I'll give a little rundown on that since most people don't know what it is
Yeah.
who are listening. It's put on by Show Class Magazine for Born Free, and this is the 6th year they're doing it. And they take 25 people to build a bike. They pick 25 people who are going to build a bike out of, a bunch of people just submit. They pick 25 out of those. So we're all building bikes right now. And then March 1st to March 3rd, there's going to be a vote on Instagram and on Show Class's website.
Mm-hmm.
And based off of those votes, they narrow it down to 13 more people. And then they'll do another cut down to 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then those 6 get to go to Born Free. where they have to go to Born Free, and they have to get out there.
Yeah, they got. It's all on them to get.
Yeah,
there.
that's more what I
Yeah.
meant. Not that I don't want to go to Born Free, but they don't send us out there.
Yeah.
And then there's they have a one last thing. The people who put on Born Free and the past winners all vote on those 6, and whoever wins that gets to be the last builder for the invited builders at Born Free for the actual show.
And they do that. That vote is at that.
Cook's Corner, I
Cook's
guess.
Corner, yeah.
The day before Born Free, so
So
that's
it's a big party that Friday night, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. I've never been out there, but
Yeah, I skipped it. There was too many chopper guys last time, so I was like, I'm gonna hang out with the Dyna guys. But no, that. So tell them what kind of bike it is, man. Like,
so I gotta build a chopper for it, and I've been wanting to do a chopper. It's kind of what got me into motorcycles, and then I've just been hard on the FXRs for the past few years. So I decided to do an FXR chopper because just something I've been wanting to do. So it seemed like perfect time to do it.
I think that you're capable of getting away with it because you pretty much have every FXR there is. I mean, you've had all the different styles and new, old.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think most people won't be too mad if you're cutting up an FXR the way you're doing it compared to like some of the other folks.
That's how I felt. I mean, not to say I built the best bikes by any means, but I've done, stock bikes. I got that flashy one that you painted. I got a sidecar FXR. So, I mean,
you literally have every FXR.
Just about everything. So it's like, what am I going to do next? And I get bored with things. But I'm not bored with FXRs, but I was like, what's the next kind of FXR I can build? So I was like, let's do a chopper FXR. So I'm doing, and I mean, keeping it swing arm, not going like rigid chopper. It's just ugly with an FXR frame. So hoping it still handles similar to an FXR. I cut up about more than half the frame, put new down tubes in, new backbone, stretched it up a few inches, pulled it in a few inches, and then deraked it a little. So.
Man, those pictures you've been posting though, the way that just the stance, like I've been looking at the one like the ones you've been posting when you got the tank and you take the side profiles of it, and in my head, and when I do finally build a chopper, I've always just wanted these really just old school looking apes on it, but now it's like I want T-bars the way you have it set, like those things. It just looks so sick, so fucking tall in the air like that.
Yeah.
That like I'm already like envisioning myself riding a bike like that, so I'm pretty about that right now.
Oh man, he's planted the seed, so soon it'll grow.
It's I think it's looking dope, man. And then
Thanks.
The tank I think the coolest part about it is that you're literally building everything right here in this garage that we're sitting in. Like so far the frame, and now it's like last time we talked on the phone, you were telling me that the front end situation fell through, so you're gonna have to hand make a front end for it.
Yeah, the front end fell through, so kind of sucks. But I was kind of wanting to build one. It's more of a time constraint thing now. It's gonna take like a month to build, so I gotta find a month to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, did the frame already here, did the tank, did the fender. Gonna do the oil tank also. Gotta do the exhaust, the mid controls.
Yeah.
All that stuff gonna basically be made here.
When you sending the motor out, like you said Michael Beelin's going to be the one that does the build on that?
Michael Beelin at A1 Cycles is going to do the motor. Hoping to send that out the beginning of March. I just got to decide if I'm going to do the exhaust before sending the motor out or not.
Still waiting on all that shit to come in, though, all that titanium stuff.
Well, no, I didn't order most of it.
Oh,
I just ordered a little. I mean, the parts for it are going to be over $1,000 just for the material for the exhaust. So I've been just waiting. I just don't feel like spending
for the people
$1,000.
The people that don't know you, you're a welder by trade. You're what do you weld? Like you do the locomotive shit, but what are you welding? Like just putting carts together, or
no, putting I weld locomotives, and I work on basically the frame of the locomotive.
Oh.
So we build like the whole bottom section. We call it a platform. Like it's what the motor sits on, and the cab and all that.
How many fucking locomotives do they need? Like, isn't there like only a couple tracks?
What everybody always asks. And last year we put out 2 a day for the whole year.
You serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And now we do 1 a day right now because we got rid of our night shift. But they're actually hiring a night shift back. If you need a job and you're a welder. hit me up. I get a bonus referral.
You got a chopper to build, huh?
Yeah. Enter code FastLife10.
But for real,
Yeah.
we are hiring a night shift.
So it's pretty cool that you have that background in welding, and then hell, even just sitting in your garage and just seeing all the tools that you've accumulated over the other bikes that you've built in the past. You know what I mean? It's
a pretty cool feeling just even sitting in here.
Yeah, I feel like I should build something. Like
I spent too much time in here though.
But yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of people might be thinking, or even you, I'm looking at it from the bikes I've built in the past, and honestly, I don't even want to say build. I'm just going to say I've modified. You know what I mean? Like, you're physically building a bike right here. And when I started that FXR project last year, I started it in January, and I barely made it to June. When we were finishing it up, I had to trailer it that last day because I didn't get it done in time.
Yeah.
So, and building a frame like this and building a front end, like, from here to June is, like, not a lot of time to do this level of a build,
No, but this is basically all I do.
Yeah.
I get home from work. Usually I work a lot of overtime, but it's all voluntary. So right now, this year, I've just been working 40 hours instead of the usual like 60, 70. So I come home from work at about 4:30, and I just, I'll eat, and then I'm in the garage. I say goodnight to the kids at 9, and I'm just in the garage till like midnight.
Damn.
Pretty much, I've taken 2 nights off since like January 3rd or whatever when I started.
Yeah.
So it's been busy so far, and I don't really see it slowing down much. Not until at least I'm at a point where I feel like I could take a breath.
Yeah. Well, the best way to do it is just work your ass off every day you can, and then, like, say for instance when Giddy Up comes around, that's your break.
Party.
Oh yeah,
really,
that's why I'm very ready for Giddy Up.
Party really hard, so that you're like, I don't want to party anymore, and you're just down to work.
No, yeah, I'm ready for Giddy Up. Nice weekend off.
So what do you think then? What do you think you'll have done for the first cut, like the March cut?
Well, that's the end of this week, and kind of got a lot of the big parts I was wanting to get done, like the tank and the fender. I mean, I got well out the tank, but it's all tacked up, so I mean, get the visual, there. And fender's basically done. I just got to make the tail light for it, and so I've actually been kind of wondering what I'm gonna work on next right now. Yesterday I was working on the license plate mount, doing a little trick thing on there that you'll see soon.
You're going to end up welding that fender you made to the frame, though, right? So it's like the whole idea was going to be a molded chopper, so...
Yeah, the whole thing will be molded. Everything, the tank, the fender, everything will be molded to it. It'll all be one piece, basically. It'll be fun to paint.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Jace like, oh.
Well, the cool thing about this, which we talked about it, just in passing conversation, but... paying homage to what you're doing and pretty much doing all this bike by hand yourself, so what me and him talked about, or him as in Mike.
So you're filling me in right now?
I'm talking to you, Jesse.
Yeah.
So Mike's going to actually come to the shop, and we're going to show him how to do the body work and how to get, everything, bondoed up, and even maybe do some of the base coating and stuff like that.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so basically... Yeah. To an extent, he could say that he did a lot of the paint work or had a major hand in it, and I think I got you talked into some wild shit so far. At first it was going to be black and some stickers, but now we're it's progressing. Yeah. Every week I kind of got a different idea on the paint. So
if you're doing a build, you have got to do it well.
The only thing, if when I did my FXR, I don't remember if I showed you, but I had like 14 sketches. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I sketched one months before I went to paint it. So what you have to do is just pick colors first and then build it around it, and then the paint scheme comes when it's like the week you're starting to paint on it, because you'll change your mind every fucking day.
I made 4 fenders so far and 3 tanks to give you an idea on how
so
that
it's
works.
The same thing when you're doing it, when you're actually making it out of metal as well.
They were all generally the same thing, but there'd be like one little thing I didn't like, so it's just cut it all up and start over again. And
that's a patience thing, man. Like, I, even at my older age on the paint work and stuff like that.
Damn.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I would build something or I would paint something at an earlier age, I'd find myself just going with certain things when, now I find myself stopping and starting over or everything. And it's like an old airbrush guy you told me a long time ago. He's like, Jace, man, one day you're going to be a really good airbrush guy when you slow the fuck down. And it's like it's always stuck with me. So I feel like every time I've got to a point where I'd slow down and really focus. And just like on the FXR, I don't know if you remember, but I painted the whole front half of the bike, graphics and all.
Yeah.
And then me and my wife went on our anniversary, so we took the weekend off, and I was a fucking wreck all weekend. I was just sitting there like, I don't like it. I'm just like, she's talking to me about, relationship stuff, and I'm just like, babe, I don't know if I like the way I painted on that bike. Can we go home so I can redo it? And it's a weird feeling, man. Like being trapped in that mind.
I get it. Like when I was doing the fender, like the second, or I think it was the second fender I made. Still wasn't sure if it was it. I texted a picture to a couple friends, and I'm like, "What do you think?" And, everyone was like, "Oh, awesome!" It's just nobody wants to say what they don't like.
Yeah.
So I got my wife looking at it. She didn't know anything about bikes, but I'm like, "What do you think?" And she just doesn't care. But then we're laying in bed all night. I'm gonna just sleep on it. I was like, I can't get any further tonight. This is it. I gotta sleep on it. Just laying in bed, we're talking for like an hour or whatever, and all I'm just like, took a picture of it. I'm just looking at the phone. And I showed her, so what do you think though? Like, I mean, what if I did this? What if I did that? And I ended up cutting it up again.
Dude, that's what it's like though, man. It's really like that for a lot of people that are building and designing things.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I got that. I remember reading an old Street Chopper article on one of Mad Jap's bikes when he was still doing choppers. Mm-hmm. And he was saying something along those lines that, that one of the most important parts when building a bike is spending 3 days building the part and being willing to throw it away because it's not right.
Yeah.
He's like, basically not being like, I've got so many hours invested, I'm going to run it even though I know it's not right just because I've got so much invested.
That's a really good point, yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to remember on this, because most the other non-FXRs, you could say, like my shovel head, a lot of that's just kind of thrown together. It just parts I had, or just, this just got put on there just because it's just a runner. It's just for fun. It's not going in any show. It's not trying to be all fancy or anything. It's just a for fun bike. This one's a little more serious. So
it's definitely a good way of doing that bike that way, because realistically, you're using the invitation for the show to build the bike. So it's giving you that motivation and that drive, but realistically, you've told me that this is a bike that you've been wanting to build for quite a while, and it's one you plan to keep. So, I mean, as cool as it would be to be able to go and move on, it's like, I think it'd still be 10 times cooler to build a really sick ass bike that you're super proud of, and you're not like, fuck, I wish I mean, because here's the deal, your tank, your fender, all this shit's made to the frame.
Oh yeah,
so it's
changing.
Not, you can't, if you
that's what's got me most nervous. I'm like, once it's done. It's done. Like, it's not like a normal bike. I'm not really feeling the tank now. I'm gonna swap it out. No, okay. Well, now the paint's fucked. Everything's done. We're starting all over again at that point.
The only way you're gonna get rid of that tank is cut the frame back off the backbone and reinstall a new one.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of commitment to it. That makes it a little bit harder.
So I mentioned to you this the other day when I was telling you about wanting to get on here, and I don't know if I have the best way to ask this question, but it's something that I kind of, the way that you and like Carlos and I've learned from you guys of how you guys have always built bikes is that you got that old school kind of chopper vibe where you'll go to swap meets, you'll deal and swap parts with people, trade and make things happen, and then building a bike becomes, what do I have laying around I can use, instead of what do I want as far as like I need to make purchases, I need to buy this, you know what I mean? Like it becomes like when you guys built that one, the black one that Carlos has been riding around on it, and I'm looking at it like, that thing is fucking badass, but it was like, y'all got $4,000 in the whole bike, including the bike.
Yeah.
And it's a fairing, RP style FXR.
Well, that's how I usually do it. I just stay on Craigslist and all the swap meets, and basically I see a good deal, I buy it. And I used to buy them and sell parts, and that's how I kind of funded building bikes. But now I've got enough invested in bikes, basically. But, I can sell a bike when I need money. Mm-hmm. And I've got, a garage and then a giant shed just stacked full of parts. Yeah. So, usually that's how I do it. It's like, okay, I got this bike. Like, I got another FXR, or when I was doing my other shovel head, it's like, what do I got laying around that can work? Mm-hmm. And what, that I'm not going to make, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
This is the first one that I've actually kind of wrote down on paper everything I wanted to do, and then now I'm searching for those parts, and if I don't find them, I'll just buy them new, kind of thing. So it's a lot different, just because I'm kind of planning the bike before starting the bike, instead of just building it as it goes with what I've got around that works.
I'm a firm believer that, even with my paint, like when we first started doing some of this panel stuff, like I always said it that I didn't really like that style of paint job, but now that I've started doing it, and after every one, I feel like I get better at it, in a sense, to where it's the same thing when you're building a bike. Like you cross all these bridges and you go through all these tunnels of it, and then next thing you know, like once you're done, you're able to go back on the next build and
Well, you learn from that other one too.
Exactly.
Like, make a set of mid controls. It takes forever that first time. Second time, you've kind of got an idea now where you see what you didn't. You ride around with one set and you put thousands of miles on. You're like, well, I don't really care for this. Maybe it's not too big a deal. You're gonna pull those off.
Yeah.
And then the next time you go to make a set, you're like, okay, well now I know I'd rather have done it this way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I know you mentioned that on the last podcast, I think it was, or the one before, about when you got into panels and you didn't want to get into doing panel paint jobs. What were you doing before panel paint jobs? Because that's all we ever see now. I think you gotta dig to like MySpace to find something before panels.
Dude, it's crazy because I just did this bagger. Probably it's the last one we did. That was a 23-inch wheel, kind of big one. And a buddy of mine that paints from Cali, he commented on it. He goes, "Damn, I forgot you did that style of paint job." And I laughed my ass off because I was like, it is
You're
true.
You're known for panels now. You're like the panel guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a mad hater, dude. I really was.
Yeah.
I hated that it was cool because it was super easy, But I mean, I think I explained in one of the other podcasts, but when you start doing it, you find a way to make it complex and make it challenging and make it different than just basically put an oval on a tank and then another half oval and half. You know what I mean? Like you're playing with shapes, but then you find ways of doing things that's how you really develop your own style, which is I think is probably the same thing with when you're building a bike.
Yeah.
You gotta go and do it and find things that you like to inspire you, and then you know what that brings me to a weird deal. All right, so a lot of people used to build bikes or even paint bikes back in the day before we had social media. They could easily go into a magazine and see a fender style they like or a style of paint job they like and do it, right? And they're not they can post a picture of it and they don't got 40 fucking dudes, "Oh, you copied so-and-so, you piece of shit, blah, blah, blah." When realistically, we all have done that at some point. That's how we all get good. Like, you never hear of an artist, you listen to, you hear about Salvador Dali. Some of his favorite artists from before were Picasso and fucking, Van Gogh and shit. Those their art shaped his art shaped another generation, and it goes on and on and on. So you should be able to look at people's work that inspire you, even if it is today. And sometimes it might be a blatant, I mean, I wouldn't say a blatant copy. Try not to do that, but
well, yeah, you got blatant copies, but I don't think there's anything wrong with taking inspiration or anything from someone else's. I mean, I used to see people get mad about that, but it's just like, I just tell people, man, just take it as flattery.
That's how I do it.
Have you ever heard of an artist who ever started with their own style? Who just straight started with their own style? You know what I mean?
Like a lot of traditional art, like we're talking about painters and shit, they go to a school and learn to paint from
studying
other people's art.
You're not just gonna pick it up and then be like, "Oh, that's my style." You know what I mean? Like you take what you know and what you love.
Like if you were to do a traditional apprenticeship with a particular type of welder or fabricator, don't you think that at some part of your career you're gonna have kind of a style that resembles the person you learned from?
Yeah.
Or the person you're most influenced by?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that it gets kind of annoying when you hear people out there all, "Oh man, you're just copying my shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I just can't look at it that way. I mean, unless it's like you said, unless it's like a blatant copy. It's I mean, realistically, when it's different paint, I guess maybe it's not. But like for instance, building this bike, or even when I set my other ones up, like there's certain styles of like say an FXR that people want or this or that, and you can build it to that.
Yeah.
But the way I like to do is I like to set them up how I would want it. Like just build it for me, and hopefully other people dig it. When it comes time to sell it. But it's just like this one, I'm just setting it up exactly how I want it. And same thing as the RP that I'm almost done with. It's just setting it up how I like it. I mean, that's been my personal bike for a long time, and it's basically just tweak things here and there, change out the seat. I found out I like boards better and things. Little things like that. Where I like the bars. you can set it all up how people want it, or just, I don't know, when you're just building the bike how you want it. There might be inspiration from other people, like on this one. There's other people who built similar styles and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not necessarily with an FXR, but you know, that I'm going with, like with the whole shape of the frame, and then throwing not really T-bars, but you know, like straight bars, not apes or anything. It's a little more aggressive stance. There's other people who do that.
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen those pictures. It's not like I'm going to sit here and say, oh no, I didn't know that guy did that.
Yeah.
No, just taking, it looks like a fun bike to ride. That's what I want to ride. So, and I want to build a bike, so I'm going to build it in a similar vein as that.
Good one, Jesse.
Sorry, I was trying to send an email of some music we were doing.
Fucking faggot.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I get it, man. That's kind of the deal. It's like, I think it might discourage a lot of people when you know, as inspiring as the internet can be, it could also be discouraging for people that want to get into this shit because, you know, I hear some painters, which I tell painters all the time, is like, man, if someone copies your shit, you got to take it as flattery, man, because what are you gonna gain by starting beef with people? You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna gain? So the same thing, you know, and like what I was getting at with it being kind of discouraging to people is that, you know, even if it wasn't their idea, the fact that they did it with their hands is gonna be a very big accomplishment to them. And then when they post it, you know, which maybe they shouldn't, but they do it to get those likes and they get those, make them feel like they should keep doing it, you know. And you get all these people, oh man, you copied so and so. What I always say is like, hey, reach out to somebody that you're inspired by, and just tell them that, hey man, I really like what you did here. I'm not on your level, or whatever kind of form of flattery you want to give to this person, if any. And be like, hey man, I just want to try it for myself and see if I could pull that off, you know. But I mean, if you make some shit and you have the means to like mass produce it. So you take someone else's shit and you just like straight.
I mean, that's a whole different.
That's
story.
a whole different thing. But just being inspired,
but
by
especially
someone,
if you're not selling stuff too. Like if you're like on my side, where I mean, you're a business and it is a little different. But you're on my side, I don't see why anyone get upset.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like I say all the time. I mention it on Instagram plenty of times. But for me, motorcycles are just about fun, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not fun, then what's the point, you know? I mean, people get so riled up about this or that and everything. It's like, just let it go. I mean, we're all just here to have fun. Maybe that dude's into something else. You know, he's into big wheel baggers. I don't fucking get it. Or that dude's into fat tire choppers. You know, I mean, it's not my shit, but if dude's fucking loving it, who really cares, you know? I mean, you see it all the time, though, in these things. Whether it's somebody's riding an FXR with forward controls and wire wheels and single disc. I mean, who the fuck puts a single disc on a bike? But
it's all about that single disc performance, baby.
Lightweight.
Hey, we're building a performance bagger, but it's got single disc.
No, you do monster brakes.
But like I was saying, if you can say whatever you want. If you love the bike and you're having fun, who really gives a fuck? You know, I mean,
that is true.
That's just the way it is. I mean, we're all in. I always say we're all in this for fun, but I mean, I guess you're in it to make money as well, but also to have fun. So if you're having fun, who gives a fuck?
It is about fun, man. And I've said this before to other people, but it's like I fell into this world where I met you because I was not having fun in the bagger stuff.
And you just switch it up.
Yeah, so I found something that was inspiring and fun, and meeting guys like you and Joseph and Carlos and all these, you know, Chopper Supply, all these dudes, right? And it's opened up my eyes to a lot of different things, and I've grown a lot from that transition.
Yeah.
But it's because I love motorcycles. You know what I mean? I love the different things that motorcycles can bring to you, you know, whether it's the traveling or the friends that you meet. And like I said, dude, I rode to California last year with 2 people I met at Giddy-Up.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't meet them on Instagram or Facebook or, you know, they're not like your homeboy and I met them. Like, I was at a campsite across from them and we were shooting the shit. And next thing you know, we're, you know,
that's
camping.
What's great about Giddy-Up, man.
Yeah.
Is the campgrounds. That's what I always say. I mean, the show's cool. Don't get me wrong.
The show is
but
just
I go for the camping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where all the fun is at.
That's what's great about any show that has campgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up.
That's why I love it. I mean, a show with campgrounds is just so much better because I don't meet many people at the show. I mean, see people walking around, and it's cool to check out the bikes and everything, but I love it when you just get to meet new people like that. Like every year at Giddy Up, I meet people. I mean, that's where I met the same guys. And, you know, we're all just camping. Pretty much guaranteed to meet the people camping in every spot next to you. Plus, you might, you know, you wander around, you meet up, walk up to a campground. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah. Hey, I'll take a beer. You know, although to be my first year going sober, so we'll see how that is. But
yeah, so I mean, that is what motorcycling is for me. It's just fun, and you know, it's like I see shit that somebody else does, and then I'm like, man, that looks like fun. I want to try that. It's like how we've been talking about the adventure riders. It's like, I want to try it now. Like that looks like fun. Jesse's saying that we should just take like a T-Sport or fucking FXR and just jack it up in the air.
Fucking adventure ride the fuck out of it.
Well, I'll let you know now.
Oh, here we go. We done.
Drop it.
Well, this is the plan for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed next year, I'm riding out of the country.
El
It's
Salvador?
something I've been wanting to do for years, and I've been talking about it, but never really made plans. So, me and a friend said, if nothing else, we're riding to Mexico next year. If nothing else,
I'll
that's
definitely
just
go
a
to
little.
Mexico.
That's just a little taste.
I'll go with you for sure on that.
But if I can make it work, my real goal is I want to ride down to El Salvador next year because we're not going. We went last Christmas. We're not going this Christmas, but we said we're going to come back in 2 years. So have Glenda and the kids fly down, and I'll ride down.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that'll work. But I got to see all the logistics with it and everything because either that means I got to leave my bike down there and fly back, or have enough time off work to. Right, spend a week riding down, spend a week there, and a week riding back.
So a month,
yeah.
basically, almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's kind of hard because I'm on a limited
yeah.
time off from my job.
Better start saving up now.
Well, yeah, it's like what you told me before. It's like you try to use your vacation and stuff from your job to kind of fulfill some of the bike trips that you want to take.
Yeah, that's the only way I can.
Yeah, and I mean,
that means working sick, but
yeah,
that's why you got to. That's why, like I was saying, for Born Free, I can't waste so many days because I only get a couple weeks, and I gotta say, I try and work when I'm sick, but you never know. You come down with the flu or something, you can't go into work, and I'm out of vacation days. That fucking life sucks.
Yeah.
So there's no bringing in doctor's notes at my job. So, but and then basically with the El Salvador one, what I'm thinking, if I do end up riding on theirs, if I end up having to leave a bike there, I'll probably get like a cheaper, adventure bike, like $2,000-3,000 bike, and just leave it there and tell them to just sell it. Her family who lives down there. Just tell them, go ahead and sell it, keep the money, whatever. Or my other plan is just, I got another FXR frame, so just setting it up completely adventure bike style, and just like building some big tank on it, so that way I don't gotta worry about gas, like some nice like 5-6 gallon tank on it.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Just jacking up the back of it, making just some
That would
fender,
be-
just so I'm not thrashing some good tins if when I drop it, because I'm sure I will. Like, I don't know what kind of roads are like going down there, but
That would be so fucking dope.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun
That'd be
to
dope
just-
as fuck.
basically with
That'd
the
be so
chopper, try and use as least stock shit as possible, and just build
yeah.
probably just kind of ratty though, because probably won't be trying to put a bunch of money into it, so just kind of make it whatever though.
That I wasn't even aware that like you couldn't physically ride from here all the way into South America, because I guess right after Panama it's like fucking rainforest, and
Oh, is it?
yeah, supposedly like there's a few trails with indigenous people, I guess is the right word. A lot of people will fly their bikes to Colombia or some shit like that and just skip that.
See, I haven't looked at that far yet. I honestly haven't looked at El Salvador yet, what I got to ride through to get there, but
I would love to ride down the western, part of Mexico and see like all that, like Acapulco or Puco, however the fuck you say it, and down, and then come back the eastern way and see like, where else like the ruins and shit at, and like fucking by Cancun and stuff.
No, the ruin. You mean like the temples and shit like that? Those are in Mexico City.
There's some in
Pretty
like
certain.
like
Yeah.
Cancun.
I mean, that's-
We
There's
went.
more.
We went to those.
There's some in El Salvador
you
too,
didn't
so
go
they're like all
to
over.
Mexico City, so
No.
you were by Cancun, so there was like
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was like we were out there by Cancun. It's like 2 hours from.
dude. I
Cancun.
literally lay in bed at night and I Google map the
and
entire world
I
all
don't.
the time.
I can't remember
Seriously.
what the fucking the name of them exactly was, but they're like 2 hours from Cancun though.
Yeah.
But remember, on the podcast you did with Dan, and he mentioned it, I sent him a link for a guy who toured the world doing adventure riding on an old panhead that was set up like Dan.
Yeah.
There's a rigid with a long spring. I don't know if you ever looked it up.
That
No, I
guy's
didn't look it up, but
It was
I
a
remember you
rigid,
talking.
long springer panhead. I mean, he did just like those other guys you've heard on the podcast and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, he went around the whole world on this thing, riding it. He documented the entire
Dan
thing.
was saying that like pretty much now like all these places are paved roads just about everywhere. It's like it's just when you go into certain countries and you go like super off road, but almost. I mean, there's like big. I mean, I watched that that documentary Long Way Around, and
I still need to watch that. I haven't
And
seen
they
it
were
yet.
going through like Kazakhstan and fucking Mongolia, and it was just like hell going through these places. And supposedly there's motorcycle tours there now.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you can pay to fly there.
When was that movie put out?
It was like 2005, 6ish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
while
so
back.
they
Yeah.
definitely made some advances.
Yeah, I know. I mean, El Salvador is the smallest country in Central America, and not a very rich country, and they had roads all there. I mean, they weren't great roads, but I mean, they
Yeah.
were paved roads, a lot of potholes and shit. But so, I mean, if they did, they just got one big highway that goes through it.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be fun though. But
But, oh yeah.
man, there's just still a lot of shit in America that I want to fucking ride to and see.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I
there's
was
a
I was
ton I
super
still
pumped
need to
about
see here.
going to the Keys, man. I was super pumped about that. I was gonna go to the Keys, and then I started calling campsites down there, and I'm like, hey, so I want to book to. They're like, yeah, dude, our shit's fucked up down here right now, still from the hurricanes. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that shit happened, right? I was
Oh.
like,
Yeah, that shit was still fucked up.
it's like, so there's nowhere I can sleep. No, I can't put a tent anywhere. you know?
There's other years. You go.
Yeah, I figured. It's just, I don't look at Florida like this like highly desirable place that I can't wait to ride my bike to.
Where I grew up, man.
Yeah, but
Why do you look so bummed right now? He's like, that's where I grew up, man.
yeah,
Hey, you don't say that.
No, it's flat as fuck out there.
dude, I've ridden to Panama before.
Oh, that's just the tip.
Yeah, I know. It's just a tip.
I knew I couldn't say that shit around you two.
Yeah,
Jesus
so,
Christ.
but supposedly
14-year-olds.
I'm on this like motorcycle camping group on like Facebook and shit, and
That's cool.
and I made a post on there about going to Daytona.
It was so casual. Just a tip.
Oh, you're still on that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was as casual as a tip.
So I was. Are we gonna be serious now?
I'll just laugh away from the mic.
So I was on this website, or I was on Facebook trying to check it out, and they were telling me about all kinds of like springs and shit, like around like Tallahassee area and shit.
Yeah.
Is there another joke coming?
Fuck. Okay, we're done. We're
Do you
done.
need a timeout?
Do we need to pause this for you, Jesse?
Good.
He's
your
still
shit
young,
together.
so
Oh shit, dude.
apparently he's a young cholo, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm 5'8". I'm white.
As fuck.
I look like Jax. Tell her.
Dude, we posted that picture on Instagram of him, and some dude's like, that is literally the stupidest thing you could ever put on Instagram. I was like, I'm glad you like it, bro. Like,
He's mad it's on a paint job.
yeah, it's like, why would you even like
'Cause
comment
you know
on
what?
it?
His girlfriend probably has a super crush on him,
Yeah.
and then just sparked that like
super,
jealousy.
super jealous
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
Not me, of Jax.
You should be him for like Halloween, like
You should.
legit.
I
be
almost
him.
did. I was at Walmart on Halloween with a blue flannel.
Wait,
and
would
a
that mean
Sons-
you'd buy like one
and
of
a
those
Sam
Sons
Crow-
of Anarchy?
I had a
Sons of
Sam-
Anarchy vet. No, either that or
I had
you need
a
to get
Sam
like
Crow
the
hat.
fake tattoo.
Dude, I had the Sam Crow hat. I had fucking some white Vans on, the blue jeans. And I was about
It's
to
white
buy.
Air Forces, dude.
I
Get
don't.
it right.
I don't wear Air Forces.
Why not?
Because.
That show ruined it, man. That's what I grew up wearing.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so the fuck, man.
So the fuck.
Yeah, the fuck.
You ruined it, Jesse. Oh, you're fucking laughing.
Stupid.
We had it going.
We were talking about important shit.
Talking about Jason, a motorcycle camping Facebook group. Let's get back
Yeah.
to that.
The motherfucking dick.
It's really it's
let's
lost its fire.
pick it. No. Let's
We're
pick
talking
up
about how boring Florida is.
So we were talking about the tip of Florida.
No, I mean, I was saying that because earlier, I mean, because Florida is really different depending
Yeah.
on where you're at. I mean, because everyone's got this idea of Florida. Like I say, I'm from Florida. Everyone's thinking Miami and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's not what like 90% of Florida's like. So
Yeah.
if you
I
haven't
was-
really been into it, because most of it's pretty like redneck backwoods. Like I grew up in
Yeah.
Jacksonville, which is on the border of Georgia. So it's a lot different. It's more what you think Southern Georgia looks like than
Yeah.
what you think Florida
Well, so
looks
I
like.
was trying to find out because I was kind of bummed out about the Keys thing. So I was trying to see if there's anybody had recommendations for any like cool areas to visit in Florida because I'm gonna go to that performance show which is on the 10th. But all this, huh?
Go to Disney.
I ain't fucking going to Disneyland. I feel bad as hell going to Disneyland without taking my kids. You know
That's
what I mean?
Disney World out there, not
Oh,
Disneyland.
Disneyland. Oh, whatever. Fucking all
Don't
the
worry,
same.
they ain't got the clubs out there. You know, Disneyland's got those Disney clubs.
Yeah, my wife's dad is in one of those things. He is into that shit. But
That's a real thing.
no, he really is.
Yeah.
He's got a season pass to Disneyland. Like,
Why do we keep talking about dumb shit? Damn it, Mike. Fucking Mike.
can we get back to the camping, please?
I told you, man, this is supposed to be fun.
So I just reached out on there trying to see if anybody had any insight on like some cool areas to check out and maybe camp at and stuff. And some people said the Everglades, but I was like, yeah, there's alligators and shit down there. Like, you don't want to fucking camp. Like, you hear about golfers getting fucked up.
Just alligators, just a way of life down there, though.
Yeah.
Alligators.
Dude, you know, Britta's, she was living in Fort Lauderdale when I met her. And I went out there to visit her, and I'm like, we're sitting at a light. I'm like, is that a fucking iguana? They're just like chilling everywhere at the bus stop.
For real?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm like, those are pets for everybody. Like, she's like, no, they'll fuck you up. Like,
They'll fuck you up. Don't look at
they're
it.
fast and they run and all kinds of weird shit. It's like there's nowhere in Texas or I don't feel like in America you go see such a exotic looking animal just chilling on the street. Like you would think you were in somewhere like in, you know, Central America or something like that, you know? So pretty strange.
That's cool.
Fuck you guys, man.
Fuck you, Jays.
Anyway.
Man.
So what color are you thinking about on the chopper then?
Oh. Are we going to get into paint?
I guess. Fuck it. Can't talk about camping without Jesse getting a heart on over there.
Man, I don't know. I mean, like I told you, it's been changing a lot. And
You tagged me in some rainbow flake the other day. What's up with that?
yeah, man, that shit looked pretty cool. It wasn't rainbow, man.
Shit, I saw a lot of colors in it.
Yeah, man, that shit looked like all spacey. I like that spacey look.
That is cool.
That shit looked like you were looking into outer space with a little bit more like, you know, a little bit more pizzazz.
A little more fag in it.
Yeah, a little bit more fag in
A little
it.
flairier.
Yeah.
More flair.
You can look into it. Just do a birthday cake fucking style, like pinks and purples and white.
That might actually be dope.
You already did your pink bike.
Yeah, Mike.
Let's make it like, you remember Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Let's just Vice City theme it.
Like the Florida. There you go. Get some
Like
Miami
the
Vice
80s,
swag
like the
going.
80s Vice City.
That's what you think of when you think of like 80s shit is Grand Theft Auto Vice
yeah,
City.
bitch, I was born in 95.
I think of the A-Team and shit like that. Airwolf.
Airwolf.
Well, no, I mean, we talk about paint. I mean, I don't, like I said, I mean, we've been needing to talk about paint. What you're gonna
Realistically,
do.
it probably won't be till fucking May when you're ready to paint. So
it'll be a good bit because I mean, well, it's probably gonna be like the last thing done. It feels like I don't have a lot more to do, but at the same time, it feels like I've got a fuck ton left to do. So
yeah.
But no, I mean, I know you wanted to do panels. And
Stop with the panel fucking mic.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's all I want to do in life. I want to panel it with some skulls, and yeah, no.
speaking of which, you didn't really answer that question earlier on what you did before panels.
Oh, yeah, that is a good
Dude,
question. He did baggers. With
well,
flow.
on baggers,
He had flow.
yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I take pride in. That's what it's taken a while to learn how to do with Dynas and FXRs is to create a sense of connectivity from the front to the back of the bike, you know? So when you're on some panel paint jobs, you know, it's just, you're painting one piece at a time and it's it. So what I like to think about on a bagger is when I'm painting one of those is that you're looking at it like a puzzle. And so when you put all the pieces together, then you see the image. But if you paint it all like this bag's got to have all this on and this lid and this fender, then when you put it all together, you kind of get a very hard thing to look at because there's too much going on. There's nothing that kind of draws your eyes from front to back. You know what I mean? So the way I used to do all my graphics, which a lot of people always say, oh man, I want some graphics like that, but I don't want any tribal on my bike, bro. I don't like tribal. I'm like, well, here's the deal. You have panels and you have tribal. Everything falls under those two pretty much categories.
Yeah.
Right? So anything with a hook, a point, or anything is technically tribal in some form or fashion. So basically that's what we did mainly on the baggers is what we tried to form different designs with more or less a tribal look, and then just try to make it nice clean colors and even flow. And it was I liked the paint jobs we did, but the fun thing about the panels is that I'm only been doing it for a year now. Okay. And so it's new to me. Even now, like when we doing that bagger, my personal one I just finished, like that was a panel job, but still with the blend of my old style of paint jobs, the tribal shit. So and it's cool. It's not like I'm not thinking like I just fucking dropped the mic on anybody or dropped the paint gun on anybody, but I feel like maybe painting 2 more of those baggers, I feel like I'll really come into my own of that style on that bike. You know
like
what
we
I
were
mean?
talking about earlier, just kind of learn a little something on each one.
Yeah. I feel like all the panel jobs I was doing on the Dynas and FXRs before I went to Born Free last year were nice, but I felt like I was really trying to discover.
Careful what you say, man. I got one of those bikes.
Hey, in your defense, that fucking bike
That's
is
his
one of
favorite
that
one,
is
yeah.
my favorite fucking paint
You
job.
want to buy it?
I will buy the 10s if I ever get an FXR.
The whole bike.
No, dude, I can't afford that.
So yeah, so I mean, it's like, and then once after we got back from Born Free, and I did a couple Dynas, which I haven't painted half as many Dynas as I wish I had after Born Free. Harley really fucked that up for us, dropping that Softail out. But I feel like all the Dyna paint jobs that I've done since then I'm super, super like proud of, because I really feel like that's my shit now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I found my niche or my style in it. And now I just don't have as many canvases to do it on. You know, people are just kind of, maybe they're waiting on the tax money, stuff like that.
Oh, you
but-
probably start getting some of those new Softails coming in soon.
yeah, I mean,
eventually.
Mark picked one up, so we're
gonna say,
about to
you
do
gonna paint
his
his?
for Giddy Up. Yeah, we're gonna have his ready for Giddy Up. You know, it I don't know if it's or what it is. You know, I mean, like I said, I feel like a lot of people want to buy the new bikes, but they're kind of a little hesitant. They
They'll
just don't
jump
know.
on once.
Yeah.
Once they're cool, they'll get cool. I mean,
I'm not really looking forward to painting a shit ton of baggers, man. Like they really take a lot of time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the money that's involved that you need to get is it's not something everybody can afford. And so you
Well, kill this paint job and maybe start painting some choppers.
well, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, if you haven't noticed, we've been really pushing the helmet thing, because our style of helmets is I'm not gonna say unique, but
Oh,
I feel like our shit's dope. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I would rather get good money to paint helmets and focus on how much or how badass I can make that artwork on that helmet. And the reason I like it is because I can really go all in on a helmet.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like finish it and then look over and I got 14 more pieces to match.
Yeah.
So on the helmet, I'm just like, it's just
You could put a ton of time into just the one
yeah,
thing.
you can put a lot of time in, and I've been real proud of doing those lately. And that's kind of the same concept I had of going into painting Dynas and FXRs, is that it's a smaller, there's not as many parts, so you can invest the same amount of time you would in a bagger, because realistically I'm getting good money for the ratio of stuff we're doing, and the artwork can be more detailed and have a lot more going on, you know. But
Makes
it's
sense.
a weird thing, man. It really is. Like, when I was growing up painting, it's like I really was like, one day I'm gonna get a paint job that pays me this much money, and then that's when I made it. And then you start getting those things, and you're like, "Fuck, man, this ain't shit, man. I need that much. I need $20,000 now. You know, I need this now." And it's like, it's some uncurable like addiction of like you're never satisfied with what you're getting for something. And I'm satisfied with what I get for what I do now, but I feel like you kind of you got to really check your thought process when you're doing these things, because we get paid good money to do shit, and I think that I need, I've had to check myself of like, hey, all right, this dude's paying me $10,000 to paint this bagger. I don't have that kind of money to paint a bagger. So it's like I need to probably have a little bit more enthusiasm about this work I'm doing.
You'll notice I haven't asked you what I'm paying to paint this chopper. I don't want to know.
So should have got that van I wanted, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot all about that.
Dude,
should've.
I went and looked for that van again, and it was gone. I was like,
Yeah.
that's some bullshit, man.
Damn, I forgot all about that when I got home.
Yeah, I made you a fucking offer you couldn't refuse, and you just kind of passed it up.
I don't even remember what the offer was. You wanted
Free
the van for
all bikes, any bike you wanted painted for a year.
Look at all these tins, man.
I know, you could have been fucking.
We'd have been fucked.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, nah, Jace, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Have my daughter.
I'll find you
up there
another
doing it.
van.
That one was sick though.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
No, but this year, man, like I really, on top of still trying to hone in our paint work, it's like I really want to double down on the welding, get all that shit going, and man, I at the end of the year, I really want to take a chopper project on. I really wanted a frame.
You could get into a shovel project for damn near nothing.
Well, that's the whole goal. I mean, me and Carlos talked about it when he was welding up the pipe and building that pipe for me, and I really want to do it. But I need to focus this year predominantly on putting back into the business and trying to bring some other avenues of income to it, so that I can be able to, not have to paint all day long to make a living, So that's the plan, man. But fuck, dude, it's like every time you start thinking about it, it's like, fuck, I want to build the chopper, and then I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all the tools you got.
Built a shovel head chopper for the amount of money you got in the wheels on that bagger.
He's got a point.
Yeah. I mean, I could have done a lot of things that I needed to do in my life with what I spent on the wheels.
Yeah, we were laughing while we were going to get it, just talking about.
Yeah, because I was getting the wheels, and I was tripping out because the FXR I sold, I got $6,000 for it, and I was gonna buy that dyno for $35 and the wheels for $3.
Crazy with them custom wheels. This is the first bike I'm not using Harley wheels on, so
it's just hard, man. Like when I bought that first FXR, my whole goal was like what you got. You were telling, when I was asking all those questions, and you were kind of showing me the ropes with the FXRs. I was like, man, it's got the 9 spokes. I like the 9 spokes. That's what I want, right? But then you get it. Then I, just like you had that problem with your axle, your swing arm axle being seized up. Well, my impatient ass just decided to cut it off with a cutoff wheel. So I cut my swing arm into pieces. And so now I had to buy a swing arm. So my thought process, I could buy a $100 FXR swing arm, or I could buy a $1,100 Brock swing arm.
And then it just
and
goes
then like
from there.
I can't put stock wheels on a Brock swing arm, so you got to buy the fucking wheels, and then you got to buy this, and it just barrel rolls.
Snowballs, yeah.
I just don't. I haven't learned how to do things with price and budget in mind. Like it's more like, well, if I'm gonna build a bike, I want it to have the shit that
you want it to have.
Yeah, or I don't want to. There's nothing wrong with being known as a builder that does it the way you do it. Like that's totally cool. But like, I guess that old bagger mentality is kind of what I still got. It's like there's just, it has to have wheels, it has to have new controls, it has to have new this and new that. Like, and I'm trying to train my brain to think like, fuck, man, these stock controls, these stock wheels are fucking the shit, But just haven't got there yet.
It's a little too flashy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You ever have a donk?
No.
He looks like he would have one. Right?
He
looks like he would have
just
one.
the way he is. I had a feeling.
No, I drive a piece of shit truck, man.
I'm saying back in the day.
Back in the day, I had a piece of shit car that now Jesse drives.
Yeah,
and it's even more of a piece of shit
You
now.
know what? And it's still outlived everything he's had since he's given it to me.
Yeah, it has. I gave it to him with like 270,000 miles on it.
It's only got like 30. It's got 30. I think 310K, and it's literally running, driving perfectly fine.
No,
AC and heater
it's not.
work. Okay.
It's got a wheel bearing going out, so when you ride it,
It's been going out. It's been going out since I got it, so it's never going out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably out already.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
it's done.
power steering. Fucking AC and heater work like a
You need to
champ
work
though.
out, so.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's still running and driving. It gets
Dude,
me
I
everywhere.
fucking.
Jason,
What was it? Monday or
It was
Tuesday?
fucking Tuesday.
So Tuesday, I was going to Harley to pick up some parts, and it was it's been raining here in Dallas for all you listeners all week. It's been like straight.
Feels like forever.
Yeah. And so I'm just driving. I was actually listening to one of Dan's podcasts. He had just released one on Monday, and I was putting it on there. And I didn't even get 3 miles down the highway in my shit hydroplaned, and I fucking slammed it into a goddamn guardrail.
That why you're looking for a vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not now.
He
but-
keeps saying like, "Oh, I just hydroplaned," and I know for a fact he was texting somebody, drinking a Monster, had his fucking knee on the wheel, not fucking paying attention. And he's just like, "Oh, I don't know what happened."
No, I was literally doing exactly what I said. I was at 10 and 2.
That's even worse.
No, I wasn't like fucking like on my phone or anything because
He
I was
just
listening
had
to
the Monster and driving with his knee.
Yeah.
The
I didn't
phone
even
was
get a
down
Monster.
there.
I was planning on going. I was leaving.
He's gonna go to the
My
gas
goal
station.
was I was leaving where I lived and I was going to a taco stand. I was gonna get tacos and a drink and then carry on to Harley.
Dude, okay, so he calls me after all that shit goes down. I go over there and help him. I run all these errands. I spend maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours
Yeah.
trying to help him. And then he's like, fuck it, it's not working. Take me to Caesar's Tacos. Like, mad as fuck. Take me to Caesar's Tacos.
And I'm super pissed, right? And I did not want to tow my truck anywhere, man. I just it's like buying fireworks. It's just gone. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather get
I
a
hate
rope.
that. That's the worst.
Yeah.
And the only reason I had to tow is because I fucked up the right wheel, so it just shattered. The rims broke, right? Still runs and drives technically, but
Yeah,
not
if anybody
with that
wants
wheel.
to buy it.
But it's got those fucking lock nuts on the goddamn 20-inch wheels it came with when I bought it, and I couldn't. It's not a
Back
donk.
to the donk.
It's not a donk unless it's
Is
got
it a
a
box
donk.
Chevy?
With a butterfly nose.
fuck you guys. No, it's it's
Well, I had a
just,
bubble Chevy back in the day. So it's cool.
you're from fucking Florida. That's where all that donk shit came
It
from.
is exactly where it came from. It was on 20.
I could see you with some Jordans. Y'all seen that meme or that fucking video of that old ass white guy that's got like a Dodge and he's always dancing around.
Yeah, but he looks
He's
like
white as fuck and he's like doing this and just dancing to like black or rap and shit. Black music.
You just said that.
No, I didn't.
Fucking. Oh,
It's funny as shit though. White people are funny, man.
You're fucking white.
I know. But anyway, yeah, no.
I can't believe you just said that.
What? I got black kids. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Says
got
every
that word.
racist
I got
ever.
passes. I got a pass. I can say the N word.
Do you have the platinum pass? You got the
Sometimes.
platinum pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a punch card. I
Oh, you got
so many years, and then you get to say it once. You know what I mean? So I got 2 more years, and I can drop it.
He's like waiting.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know, man. It's fucking. I need to just get a wheel, but I was trying to talk my wife into. I was trying to tell her, like, hey, I'll put a deposit down on a car if you make the payments. I just don't. I can't see myself making payments on a vehicle when I'm fine with bikes. I have 4 bike payments. I don't give a shit. But a
Can't
car,
do payments on anything.
dude,
I
Yeah.
hate it.
it's the best.
I fucking hate it.
It's so nice.
I'm gonna end up having to do that. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to.
Jesse needs a cosigner, right? Jesse's got good credit but no income.
Dude, I got badass credit for my age. I'm like 600 something.
That's not good.
600 is not badass credit.
No, it's badass credit for being 22.
Maybe from Waxahachie, Texas, but not. I mean, the kids in Plano are fucking doing okay out there.
Fucking kids in Plano are probably doing cocaine off of glass tables and
Like
fucking-
that's not happening in Red Oak, Texas.
They can't afford cocaine.
Oh, they just do meth.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Oh, high class bitches over there.
them snooty bitches with their credit cards.
No, I'd like to. I'd like to get something. Well, my whole goal was, 2 more years, my daughter, I won't be on child support anymore. So, I was gonna,
make that
I
a
was
bike
gonna
payment.
transfer that to a car payment, but now the other kid's mom wants more money, so I'm just gonna be fucked till both of them are out of school. And the goal is not to have any more though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll just get put on child support again.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Not
never
high
ending
hopes right
struggle.
there.
Yeah. Pull-out game is immaculate. You know what I mean?
No.
It's legendary.
That would no. You have 2 kids.
Well, that was after I had 2 kids. I decided I haven't had. I'm not gonna dig myself in a hole if my wife listens to this, but I'm not,
Does she listen to them?
Not that
No,
I
you
know.
don't.
of.
She probably does.
She'll probably be the first one. She's like, "What were you meaning by that?" I'm like, "I really don't know. I just was off the cuff on that one."
I was drunk.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking.
was all
wild.
hyped up on Monster.
I don't know, man. So, other than this, you the other bike. So you're how much longer till the RP and the was it R4 or 3 or 2?
4. R4 and RP. They both have like a day or 2 each to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But they have for the past 2 months. I just ain't having time. But once this first round of voting goes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just spend that first week of March probably finishing them up.
Mm-hmm.
Just I've been trying to go hard on this bike until
Yeah.
until that first vote is, and then either I'll be out of competition, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, time will be. Yeah.
Or either way, I'll have some time to relax for a minute on it. So
That's cool.
that's
So how would
plan.
they how do they do the voting on that thing? Can you just do it on Instagram, or they have
Yeah,
to
they
literally
have-
go?
They said it's on Instagram, Show Class, and then a third-party site that they still haven't announced yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you just go to the Show Class page and I guess they're gonna put up a picture of each one of us, and you just like it, and
The one whichever
So they're
has more
basing-
likes.
whichever has the most likes, basically.
That
is
seems
the-
kind of whack.
So it's
Or the
gonna
top
be
13.
who's the most popular person, basically.
No, it's gonna be
Well,
who gets posted at the best
it-
time of the day type shit.
My guess is they'll post them all up at the same time for that, because this month they've been doing one a day all month long.
yeah, trying to introduce people.
Yeah, just little introductions. You just say what the bike's about. So yeah, I mean the first cut is the only one that's like the public voting. The next 2 are the guys who put on Born Free in the past contestants of this, or the past winners of this, and the invited builders.
Yeah.
So that's less of a popularity contest as the first one. The first one definitely has a bit of that. I mean, honestly, hopefully people are picking bikes they like. But I mean, obviously, if if you're a well-known dude, it's gonna be easier to get that.
Yeah.
But you
just gotta
that
hustle
just
up
is
some
what it
fucking
is.
likes. You need to just
Yeah.
DM everybody. Hey
Well, I
man,
mean,
like my shit. Hey man, like my shit.
it is an FXR chopper, so. And I know mostly FXR people, so I am kind of.
So if
those guys go and vote, I'm kind of tapping into a market that isn't. They're all compete. The other 24 guys are all competing for chopper guys to vote for them.
Yeah.
So if
if your
get
FXR
on and
guys
vote.
come in, then you should be in
hopefully,
decent.
yeah. Because I mean, my bike is definitely, I guess you'd say, polarizing. It's kind of a love it or hate it kind of deal. Because some people were like, actually, I thought I'd get more hate on it, you could say, from the FXR group crowd.
Well, you're kind of like FXR royalty in some aspects of it.
Royalty,
So
yeah.
there's like a handful of you guys that are like, when you think about FXRs, like I think you're a regional manager for this part of the country. Is basically what's going on.
for this part.
Yeah.
It's because it didn't blow up out here until fucking late. Like, I didn't get into. I'm not gonna say I was into it before they were fucking cool. I got into it before they were cool out here, because when I got mine, there was none of that shit really going on out here. I mean, of course, there's probably a couple people with them, but it definitely wasn't a thing out here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And within the past couple of years, it's just blown up out here. I mean, it's now at the point in Dallas where somebody could ride by, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
I don't even remember what it was, and I don't want to necessarily give you the credit and say it was because of your bikes, but when we first met last year, or the year before last actually, and we did your FXR, I didn't really. I was selling a paint booth, and that's what I used to buy my FXR, but I don't even know what, because I was selling the paint booth, and it was like a spur of the moment. Like one day I was like, I want an FXR. Usually the way I work is I see something, or I see someone riding a bike or a style of bike, or I see a picture of it and it makes me want it. And I don't know what it was, because when I first bought that bike, I had no intentions of going full fairing, bag, all that. It was just kind of like a...
Me neither. The full fairing thing was never a plan for me either.
Yeah.
But that shit, once you put one on, you're like, I understand.
Dude,
I
fucking
get it.
spoiled.
Dude, now it's like I want to get fucking lowers on my bagger. It's like I'm used to that shit now, to where it's like...
I've only rode with one lower. The sidecar has one lower on it, because the mounts go in the way of the other side. So I haven't done the two lowers yet.
Dude, I love it, man. It's weird, because then I would ride the when I rode the bagger, or even when I still had my Dyna, I'd ride it and my fucking pants legs be flapping away. I'm like, what the fuck is going on down here? And this is what normal bikes feel like. Yeah. No, I like it. I'm pretty stoked that I'm getting to ride that to Daytona. I mean, I want to ride the bagger like I was telling you before, but it's like, I think the best thing is, like you said, it's like now I can officially say that bike has seen every ocean that touches America. Yeah. And every time zone, and all that. So that's kind of the cool part about it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, in 1 year's time.
Yeah, June 10th will be 1 year from the moment it got started up and ridden. You know what I mean? So, let's just hope it makes it. So that's kind of the fun part about it, is like, it is an Ultima motor,
Yeah.
Mark completely went through the whole thing and dialed it in, and we haven't had any problems, and that's kind of the reason why I'm worried about it.
Well, if it breaks down, it's like Dan always says, it's just you.
Yeah, but I feel like when something like that,
you meet new people.
Yeah, I might meet new people, but I don't want it to be the tow truck driver that I'm paying $4,000 to take it back to Dallas,
No, you find
just my
somebody
luck.
to stop.
Just my luck. It'll stop somewhere where there's an airport 200 miles away, so I can't have someone pick it up and trailer it home. Or I could, but I'll be stuck there for 4 days until somebody gets there.
Dude, you go. Well, it's not even like when you went to North Carolina last year. We're in the middle of nowhere. You're going to Bike Week. I mean, there's going to be 1,000 trailers coming down that same road.
What it'll probably be, though, is all the bagger guys I used to be cool with that I've been talking shit about for the last couple of years. You're like, oh, look at this.
They stop, they slow down. Like, oh, that's Jace. Fuck that dude.
That guy.
No, they're going to stop, slow down. How you doing? We'll get... Cool. Take off.
I'm going to talk myself into a hole, basically. But no, I'm excited to go. And then on the way back, we're going to stop by New Orleans and see Patrick over there at Royalty. And never been to New Orleans before, so I'm pretty
awesome.
pretty excited about that.
I used to go back to Florida like once or twice every year, so I used to drive right through there. We used to stop and
How
spend the
shitty
night
is it
there.
down there?
Dude,
Not shitty at all. No.
what?
New Orleans?
Yeah.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
It's fucking gross if you go down Bourbon Street.
How so?
It's fucking
I've
like...
been
It's
there
like,
at least
okay,
15, 20 times.
Okay, but, like... It's like, okay, so imagine Deep Ellum gross, but like...
We're not all pretty boys like you, Jesse. I mean...
4. Dude.
Sounds like a party.
No, it's fucking amazing. Like, I love it out there. I absolutely love it. They got badass, like, there's fucking music out there. It's badass.
You know what
on
I'm
the
worried about
street.
happening though is so this year, last year I have never had any intention of going to Rock Rally, right? And so after the conversation we had earlier, you know, they kind of hooked us up on some vendor spaces and all this, that, and the other. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. And then we had a fucking blast. It was such a fun. Imagine like Giddy Up times
I've been,
400. And at the spot, it's a you're camping there, so it's just a huge camp place, right?
Yeah.
And so we had a fucking blast, right? And I feel like that's gonna be the same thing that happens in Daytona, or maybe I'm trying to tell myself, because I've never wanted to go to there. You know, like you go to Sturgis, you got all the Sturgis shit going. You got these fucking badass hills you can ride through. So much history up there. You go to the West Coast, you got mountains and coastal highways and parties out the ass. You go to Smoky Mountains, you got some of the best riding in the
No, it's
country.
not a riding thing. But I mean, fuck, there's good riding around Giddy Up, and I don't ever go riding when I go down there. I mean, I ride all the fucking time, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I go down there, and I rarely ever, I mean, do I do any extra riding. I get there, and I just want to hang out and just fucking have a good time. So, I mean...
I was telling this kid the other day that, like, I love riding a lot. Like, I'm down to go ride anywhere, right? Like, I'm dreaming about riding around the world. So, I'm about that life. But, hey, man, let's go across town. Like, man, I don't really want to ride across. It's kind of, it's like, local riding does nothing for me anymore. It's like I'm into hardcore shit now. You know what I mean? Like,
like, I'll commute to work, but I don't do that. I mean, I don't go out. So, I mean, I don't go to bars. I don't go out to eat. So, there's not many other places just fucking ride to.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, even that, because, you know, like when Jade and Derek were around, there was, hey, man, let's go out and stuff. And I don't do anything. I'm like, well, no, I mean, I don't want to go out, you know what I mean? And what? I ride to work generally every day. I took this winter off. But, you know, generally I ride to work every day. So, and they're like, hey, you want to go ride? And we'll go to the bar. It's like, so, yeah, let's get on our bikes and go 5 minutes down the road. And it's just, I'm like, this.
Yeah,
it's not really fun. I mean, I don't want to be at the bar, so it's not like there's really much of a ride going on there, and I'm going to sit at a bar that I just feel awkward at, because...
Well, it's like, you know, I'd get invited to do, like, Sunday rides. Like, hey, let's go ride out to so-and-so. And I'm like, where are we camping at? You know? And they're like, oh, no, we're going to come back the same day. I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling, dude. Like, it just doesn't excite me anymore. It's like it just, you know...
I'd be down if I just had the time. I just don't ever got the fucking time.
Well, it's like when we did the FXR Dyna meetup thing in Dallas. It's like I had no intentions of riding anywhere. I just wanted to hang out with everybody.
No, I was kind of hoping we'd do a little ride on that one, but
that was just a shitty day.
Yeah, it was definitely a shitty day.
We all got rain. You got rain on going back.
Yeah, I found out that bike doesn't run in the rain. So
did it break down?
It didn't break down, but I wasn't firing on one cylinder almost the whole way back. So
bogging out.
It was just not.
It was good. Everybody was.
It runs fucking great though.
Yeah.
Just apparently not in the rain.
It's crazy how clapped out it looks, but it runs way better than the fucking one you bought to build this bike on.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, it looks like shit, but it runs good. So I mean, fuck it. I don't know what my intentions are with it right now. As long as it keeps running, I'm just gonna keep riding it because I can't find a painter to paint it. So it says,
dude, that's like
apparently
it's
too much
car.
paint.
Dude,
so.
if Jace tells you that we'll paint it, I'll quit.
How about this? How about you
quit.
paint it, and then maybe you can get enough money to get you a little bike, because that's about what kind of money needs to be involved in it.
No, I'll quit.
It's crazy because like I've been trying to get him to like take on some of the other like smaller jobs that I'm too bougie to do.
Yeah,
and
he's pretty bougie, so it's a lot of work.
Like too bougie to do.
I've been doing it though, so.
So you learning how to paint?
I know how to paint.
Yeah,
I know how to paint. I've been knowing for.
He just does a shitty job when he does it for me.
Yeah, I get all these callbacks except for Jace. He's like, "Hey man, you did a great job painting that truck, man. Like, you want to like paint this?"
You're like lucky I'm putting graphics on everything. It hides all his flaws and fuck ups.
He's lying. Why you always lying?
So what about the? So we got Giddy Up, and then we just talked about the Texas Hill Show about the iffy part of that, but the FXR Jam, like that being in Arkansas, it's like I'm super pumped about it, but I'm also kind of like I have to work in June.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're like. I feel like a punk that you backed out when it was in North Carolina. And now that they put it in our backyard, you go. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you go when it's close by," but
no.
no,
I want to go.
That's what's gonna be cool about it this year because it's always been out there, so it's gonna be cool. There's gonna be a lot of new faces out there.
I think I would be more excited about it if it was out there, though.
Where?
You know, it's still in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, it's a
because-
great spot. But
Yeah,
I hear the riding up there is awesome too in Arkansas. So
it just
Yeah, I
sucks
heard.
because like it's right there. I mean, what was it? It was like the weekend before Born Free,
yeah,
and then also Rot Rally for us is the same weekend as Born Free.
yeah.
So it's like to go out there for 3 days and turn around and go to Rot Rally for 4 days.
But it's the best thing you'll go to. The FXR Jam.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Rock Rally's pretty sweet.
And then my buddy Dustin, the guy that puts on the Texas Hill Show, he's really trying to push us to go on to the Smoky Mountains in July,
Oh yeah.
which I really want to go to. I really want
Are
to
they
do it.
just planning a little thing, or is there
Yeah,
something
just
going
like
on?
just hang out, just you know.
It's a great place to hang out.
Dude, it's fucking beautiful up there. But Sturgis is an every year thing for me. Like
Yeah.
I
Period.
yeah, fuck everything. Like, if I got my wife pregnant, I was gonna say a chick, but if I got my wife pregnant, not because I would, in general, I was hypothetical.
Fucking up right now.
Weren't you just saying your pullout game is the shit?
Immaculate.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just creating content right now. So basically, my point is that there's pretty much nothing that'll keep me from going to Sturgis. Other than
When was your first year going? Was it just a couple years ago when you went?
the 74th, so it was
That was
74. I was like,
4 years ago. That was 4 years ago.
4 years ago. So yeah, so this will be my
And that's a guaranteed every year.
5th year.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
shit.
I love it, man.
I want to make it up there one year, but
This year we did the camping thing with Jesse. I fucking love it.
Dude, the camping was awesome.
Yeah.
And
I told you I almost made it this year. But
They had
You
surprisingly...
you can like take it from me, a veteran. You can't go to Sturgis with like a mentality of 2 or 3 days. Well, 3 days of actually being there, you can have a good time. You can see it, or you can feel like you experienced it. But a 2 day turnaround, nah, man, it's just you're
like I said,
pushing.
that's just always my problem. I can pick because Giddy Up's guaranteed every year for me because it's right here.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is take off a Friday, and then the FXR jams every year, and then usually I can squeeze in one more. That's one big one. But,
Yeah.
But next year, I don't know where the jam will be next year, so it could be in not North Carolina, New Hampshire next year. So that might be my
That'd
only
be-
big trip next year.
That I would probably be more inclined for that because
You know how you make that happen?
Huh.
You go to the jam and you vote on the next location.
Oh,
you gotta
shit.
go.
Cool.
Well, I want to do it. Like I've been talking to Chris a lot because I want to go up to Boston and Maine and check. I want to ride up there. That's like the only. I haven't been to the deep Pacific Northwest on a bike yet.
Yeah.
But I really haven't been. The farthest northeast I've been is when I went to I was in Bristol, Tennessee, and I crossed into Virginia.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit, and that was cool. And it's fucking amazing up there.
Just the tip.
Just a tip. And I really want to check all that shit out, man. But it's like I can justify it when there's a bike event or
Yeah.
something going on. You know what I mean? Like that would just be fucking pleasure riding, which it's kind of hard for me to do. Like I've said many times, it's like I got to use my vacation as business trips as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I was saying. Like my wife wants to go to Puerto Rico, and it's kind of like. Yeah, I want to go because it'd be cool to just check out for a while with her and do that, but then it makes the trip to go to Cali like kind of off
It's
the table.
nice though, dude. Because I'm the same way. All my trips are always bike related.
Uh-huh.
And so when we went to El Salvador though, it's nice because there's zero obligation.
Yeah.
It's just you just can do whatever you want. Like I said, when I talked about it for you, I did a lot of sleeping, just relax. Well, it's just weird, when you got literally nothing else to do. It's bonus there because I had no internet service,
Yeah.
so it's like really there's just nothing to do, and you just kind of get away from it all for a little bit. And it's kind of a nice change.
I'm super pumped about going because it'd be nice to see that different I'd feel like I'm in another country basically. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm cool about going to it for. But it's like I said, I'm just trying to get out of that mindset of our shop doesn't make a lot of money. Like we're not the guys going to fucking Daytona with a 18-wheeler pulling products and bikes and shit behind us. So it's like we have to try to use the bike trips and the business side of it as to justify the vacation.
Yeah.
And when it comes to it's going to cost like
Sometimes
$800.
you need to do you, man. Trust
That
me,
is
dude,
me.
I support a family of 4 on my income, and it ain't that much.
Yeah. Yeah, but you ain't buying $3,000 wheels on bikes though.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a. Once you buy $3,000 wheels, it's hard to go back.
Hey, these are the most I've ever spent on wheels. So
I think
that's thanks to
I
you.
think it's gonna be badass.
You talked me into that one.
Well,
Hanging out with you's getting expensive, man. Between paint and wheels.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be cool with just building regular ass bikes.
Glad I inspired you to step your game up.
Stepping everybody's shit up.
Well, man, it's. I don't know. I think that there's cool aspects about certain types of bikes when they are just kind of like pieced together. Like there's certain vibes where it's the shit, but there's also certain vibes where you see a nice, well put together chopper or FXR or bagger that you can appreciate.
Yeah.
And I think what's cooler about all of it is like you put the money and time and you build this bike that looks like, oh, that bike don't go anywhere, and the next thing you know, you're fucking passing them in their trailer up on the highway going home. That's kind of the cool part about it. It's like you have nice shit, but you still enjoy it like it's a piece of shit.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I've been saying. That's why I'm hoping I get the bike done sooner than later than the deadline.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping I talk you into doing some cool paint on this bike, and if I get done before, either way, I'm gonna have just the trip there is gonna be about 4,000 miles between Arkansas and Northern Cali, and then down to Born Free. So hoping, well, not hoping, but it'd be cool. I think if I got like 10,000 miles on the bike, and it's a show bike, and it's already got all those miles on it, paint, rock chips or whatever in it, and just it's already a rider.
Paint's delaminating because we do shitty work. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Well, not like half the bikes that you see in shows where it's like the bike might not even run yet, let alone have a few thousand miles on it. That's my goal at least.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about it. You know what? And I've sold a lot of people. I think I was just really butthurt. But at Born Free last year, whenever we went to the FXR thing, and the cut rate won, and I was like, what the fuck? This bike doesn't even run. Like, and I didn't know who the guy was or his shop or what he's about. And then but I had started following him before it, and I was pretty butthurt about not doing anything at the FXR show. Right? I just rode this bike to Northern Cali down. Fucking sitting at Love's travel stops, changing fucking primary shit out.
Duct tape and swing arms
together.
together.
Just it was hell to get there, and then to not even get an honorable mention or a certificate or something or a little blue ribbon. I just wanted something, and that's why one thing I've always hated about shows is I hate that mindset it puts you in, that negative mindset. It really does. Like that.
Well, the shows at those competitions. That's what I don't like. Like the only award I like at a show is like the longest rider one. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, it's just. But that's what's cool. Like I said about the FXR Jam, there's no show.
Yeah.
There's no show. There's no invited builders. There's, like no bikes on display. You roll in with your bike, or some dude rolls in on a '86 FXR, the wide glide, and some wire wheels on it, and
he's part of the club.
Nobody's like, oh, what the fuck is this? You guys park right next to each other, and nobody's like, it's nothing. It's just you're all just here because you ride FXRs, and time.
So. What I was getting at was that I was super negative, and I was kind of like pissed off about it in a sense, but I followed the guy, and once he got the bike running, he rode that bitch all the way across the country, and I was like, damn, like I shouldn't have passed judgment on thinking, oh, this guy builds bikes that ain't doing shit, and he
builds the coolest bike.
A lot of people said like, hey man, you and the cut rate are the only guys I know that ride at FXRs and do this shit or just period, not like I'm some FXR guy. I'm not royalty. I'm a rookie.
Bow down.
Yeah,
he's the panel royalty.
But no, it was just cool to have myself checked, like check my own ego in that situation.
Yeah, it's easy to get wrapped up in, man, because I've always said that about shows, and then I catch myself on this one, like judging other people's bikes, like that same way, like, oh man, just trying to keep. That's why I just keep my eyes, man. It's all just for fun. It's whatever. Whether I make this cut, whether I don't. I was going to build this bike regardless, so I'm still going to.
That was a big reason why, I think I got so, distraught in the bagger industry is because it became that. It became every time we were going somewhere, we were going to a show, and then, you get that anxiety of, judging everybody's work and thinking, okay, I should get second at least. And I don't know about that bike.
Yeah, I'm sure for you look at it and be like, oh man, that paint, it's like you see all this, you're like, my paint's definitely better and stuff, and then, they pick that bike, and you're just nitpicking all the little things you feel like they missed on that one that were wrong, and
That's
and
why
it's
I really
taking the fun out of it.
It's like what you said about the FXR jam. I really like that aspect of shows. I like the idea of just showing off your shit.
Yeah.
I think it's way more. And the reason I've been promoting that, like the way we do our little FXR thing here, and like kind of the stuff that I've been trying to work with some of these dealerships around here to set up, it's like that show mentality. It brings a negative vibe. Let's just have an event where we can all hang out, see each other's shit, and talk. I mean, who of us doesn't like to talk about bikes?
Oh yeah, that's what's great. I mean, we're just there. Like that last year, we did it for a whole week, and it's like I told people, me and Glenda rode out there. We pulled. You told me about leaving at like 2 a.m, so that's what we did. We left at like 2 a.m, did 1,000 miles in like 16 hours,
Yeah, it's easy.
and just blasted out there. And then the next 2 days, I didn't get on my bike for 2 whole fucking days, like in the Smoky Mountains. But because I had 5 more days there,
Yeah,
we did plenty of riding out there. But it's cool because then next 2 days, everyone else starts rolling in over the next couple days, and I just hung around the hotel, just chatting with people and stuff, just talking, just walk across the street, get some dinner. I mean, I literally didn't get on my bike for like 2 days, but it was cool. I mean, I was just like, I just want to hang out now. And then we ended up going, we did tons of riding in the mountains, but I don't know, that part of the show is just as fun for me. Just getting to see all these people that you don't usually get to see. And you can just talk about... Because now, like, I can go to your house. We can talk about bikes for hours. There's a handful of other people around.
Yeah.
But generally, I can't just... I don't know. Maybe some people are in different environments, but I'm not. I'm just a guy by myself, at least over here. I mean, I'm by myself every day. I don't talk about bikes, you know. I just...
So, yeah, you get around people and you got...
My whole life is bikes, but I got no one except my wife to talk about it with, and... She don't give a fuck, so she gets sick of hearing about that. So it's cool to just sit around and talk about bikes.
Well, now on this topic, like, and I'm just kind of like thinking about to like some of the times I was at like some of the Baddest Bagger shows and stuff like that, and the attitude that myself included would have with other people that might just want to talk about bikes. Like that's one thing that's not going on at these events, right? Is not a lot of people just super fucking happy to be there with everybody else and just talking about their bikes and what they did. It's like this very hardcore like competition mentality that everybody's quiet, nobody wants to talk, and the people that are talking, you kind of get this vibe of like, all right, that dude doesn't like me, or he's not cool with this, because we do the same thing for a living, even though we're in different parts of the country and shit. So it is like, and I'm not saying everybody, and not just baggers. It's
we
everything,
all know what you mean. Though you've been to any shows,
it's just that's what I've noticed in that scene, and I haven't. I felt myself becoming that at Born Free, and so when we went to Sturgis, the FXR thing, I just went in like knowing that, like, hey, just be here to meet all these cool guys that build badass bikes, just have a good time. Don't think about winning shit. And then next thing we get second place. I'm like, fuck, now I'm back in this fucking bike show mind. But no, it was the coolest thing in the world because, dude, the FXRs out there were just on another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, mine did not deserve to win shit compared to what was out there. You know what I mean? And I think they just gave it to me just to be nice, to be honest with you. But no, man, there's some fucking killer bikes out there. And I think there's going to be even more ones this year,
Yeah.
So
it's only growing, that whole scene.
But yeah, it's a weird dynamic. I mean, any of you guys out there listening, when you go to a show or any of that type of stuff, man, just step back and subtract yourself from that situation there and just kind of see what kind of people are there. And you can kind of see the people that are just happy to be around all these bikes and these people, and the people that are like there to put on to be this persona of who they are as a bike shop or builder or whatever. And I think that says a lot. I mean, I can't say it means that dude's a piece of shit. It just means that, maybe he's not as hard as in it as much as, some of us are just like, or some people. I'm not me. I fucked up already a time or two. But, I don't know where I'm going with that. I
wasn't sure either, but I was going to
I was just letting him ramble, you know. Well, here he goes again.
It's okay.
But I don't know, man. I like going to places. Events is cool, a reason to go somewhere. But I'm growing into liking just the aspect of being around people and shooting the shit and having a good time.
Yeah.
And not
when
so
there's
much.
no shit, I don't know. At least I feel like, I guess it's a combination of the FXR scene versus when I used to just go to like chopper shows. It's a combination of that and the fact it's not a show, like as far as the jam, because that's the biggest one I look forward to. is it's cool because you go over there and you see something cool on a bike, you know, just be like, hey man, how'd you do that? And people just, you know, and they explain it to where, like, you know, I've been to other places where people are kind of more standoffish about that and stuff, or they don't want to tell you their secrets or this or that, you know, but it's just a lot more just open information. Everyone loves this bike, and we're all just trying to help each other keep these bikes on the road, you know,
and you know, realistically, that's, you know, a lot of, you know, I don't know for a fact, but a lot of people have talked about how the big wheel bagger industry is kind of like taking a turn down. I mean, there's still people building them, there's still money in it, but and maybe that's it. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe because everybody's just not helping each other out and not being super open about tricks and stuff, that it's not like that positive energy would be growing the industry and not getting to a point where people are like, you know what, fuck all these fucking dudes. I'm out. I'm done. I'm gonna go back to speedboats or whatever the fuck.
Well, it's also never cool when, if you're really into whichever scene it is, and say, especially with Instagram, but I guess it's probably the same with magazines. I mean, I slightly remember the magazine days, but I wasn't going to a lot of those big shows then. But, you know, maybe you follow somebody on Instagram, and, like, you know, like your favorite builder or, like, you know, one of the best guys, and then you meet him at a show, and you're like, you know, dude, you're like totally digging on his bike, and he acts like, who the fuck are you? It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like off-putting. Yeah. And that's kind of like not what I'm saying. I don't see as much in the FXR world, which is cool, is people are just excited, you know, people are pumped, you know, a lot less of that standoffish attitude. And that was a huge draw for me when I got into it. I mean, I got an FXR and stuff, and it's cool as another bike, but it was the community around it that really got me into it hard.
Well, see, same thing for me, man. Like, I think that I have and have had a lot of really negative qualities that coming and being around people like you and Kenny and Dan and all these other people have really made me check myself and open myself up and not have an ego, not have this or I know I have one, but to kind of put it in perspective and try to tone down some of that old mentality that I might have used to have, and, you know, just find better ways to be more helpful. Like I said, this whole podcast thing, it's like, it's been, you know, I've been trying to explain to all the painters that I've been trying to get on, like, look, dude, it's not, this is to help the industry, you know, the paint industry, the bike shops and all that stuff. So it's like, the way I look at it is, I'm bringing you on because me and you're going to have a natural conversation because we both do the same thing. And likewise with the bike building and stuff, you know, there's a little bit of a connection in that. And we're going to naturally talk about stuff that people are going to connect with, you know? And a lot of us painters already follow each other, and a lot of us on certain levels or just in certain circles know each other and talk and all that kind of stuff. And there's tons of guys out there that aren't huge Instagram guys or aren't huge shops and have all this great success yet. And they get a lot out of hearing stuff from me and Silent G from Valley Customs or Homer. So, but I tell the paint shops, I'm like, look, dude, this is all free advertising for you, you know, in a sense.
It definitely is. I mean, I think anyone who has a shop, I don't see why you wouldn't want to. Because I know, like, from just a consumer standpoint, like, when I listen to a podcast, I mean, I guess unless he's, like, really just a douchebag, which I haven't heard any like that, not from you or Dan, you know, you hear about these companies, whether it's Valley Customs or Lindahl or any of these, you know, they seem like these big companies, you know, like you almost feel like, you know, oh, it's just like some big name company and this and that. And then they get on the podcast and like, man, it's just a fucking regular dude. He's just like you and me. Yeah. And, you know, you hear about maybe how they started it or what they're doing before. And it's just like, it's just a regular dude who was really passionate, got really good at what he did and grew it. And then, at least for me, when I come down to who am I going to choose, you know, a lot of times I'll be like, oh man, I know this guy's story. I almost feel like I know him because I heard him talk for 2 hours. You know, it was almost like you're in the conversation. And, you know, that's why I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to do it, because
a good way to
just become more personable.
Yeah, a good way to look at it is that, like, say for instance, you know, the people on our Instagram that follow our page and the people that follow his and other really talented painters all across the country. Not put it like this: if all 20,000 people that follow me were coming to get the paint job from me, it's not happening. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not. But and the same thing for the other guys that got 20 or 3,000. You know, it's not going to happen. But the thing is that we still there's still people that tag their painters in my pictures, which I'm cool with. You know, there's still all that stuff going on. So the way I look at it is like, you know what? not everybody that follows me is a customer of mine in general, but if there's 20,000 people that like the style of shit we do, then hopefully one of the painters or one of the builders that I know can capitalize off of these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hopefully the same thing for their followers. Like, you know, not all 20,000 of Valley Customs followers are going to get paint jobs from him. And they might like our story or our style of paint better, or, you know, it might speak to them in a better way. And they might want to come with us. So that's a good thing. But realistically, it's just about, you know, just fucking shooting the shit, man, because...
Oh, yeah. And it's cool for everyone else, because, I mean, even if it's not a company you're talking to, or you're talking to me, or Dan talks to a lot of just regular dudes, I mean, like I said, I get limited time to talk about bikes. And they literally take up my entire life, but I don't get to talk about them much. So for me, it's cool. You just have you talking to Dan on a podcast, and I can sit there and listen to it for 2 hours. It's like I get to have a conversation about bikes without having to go drive an hour to your house and actually talk about them. You know?
Exactly.
And so it's cool. I mean, because we all got to listen to something. So, I mean, you got music, or you can do audiobooks or podcasts about some other shit. But it's cool now. I mean, I can take up a lot of time my week now between you and Dan and a couple other motorcycle podcasts, where it's like now I can have motorcycle conversations all day long that I just don't get to be a part of.
You know what I think
So I text Jason. I'm like, hey, man, I think this. About what you were talking about 2 weeks ago with that guy. I just listened to it.
So the, you know, for what I'm really trying to take out of this is, like, growing with my own knowledge of, like, you know, being a better person. You know, talking to you in the course of the time I've known you, just hanging out in the garage, it has shaped and changed the perspectives I have in life in certain ways. Not saying like you're some, you know, holy man and I come here and I leave enlightened. I'm just saying that just in general.
You can say that.
Yeah. Just in general, when you have conversations with people that you respect, you can generally take something from that and help grow your own, you know, ego, or your own who you are, or also retrain your brain to think in a more positive way. You know what I'm saying? Or be inspired to do something. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to take. Because here's the deal: like, I'm not fucking smart at all. I'm not like some smart dude. You know what I mean? So being on here, I probably sound stupid to certain people, and I might sound fucking awesome to certain people.
No comment.
Mike's looking at me right now like, you gonna say something about this?
Yeah, I'm just giving you fucking.
Like I have.
I'm holding the football. All you do is run up and
I'm
kick
trying
it.
to light a cigarette, so I'm not taking any of that.
But you know, but the thing for me is I hopefully will change and become a better, more educated person through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's really what I hope. And you know, like I said, being able to be connected to more people in the United States.
I feel like even just the ones that we've already done have sort of opened up a lot of different ways to think about shit, and also it's like brought to light more so what we think about shit. Like you think shit every day in your head, but until you say it out loud, you're like, you don't really think about it. You know what I mean?
Or
so like
when you say it out loud, and then when you hear it said back again
like,
on recording,
we own Texas.
Next level. If you've never been recorded and heard it released, it's a whole nother level. You're like, shit.
And that's
there's a level.
It sounded great in my head. It sounded decent when I said it, and hearing it, fuck.
That's exactly what I mean though. It's like, you know, you just start talking about all the shit that you don't realize you're really talking about until you go back and you listen to it or you hear it or you keep bringing it back up. It keeps it fresh in your mind. So
what do you think about, like, say, you know, you have an idea, right? And then you talk about it with your friends, but sometimes those ideas take time and conversation to really mold and shape into a great idea.
Like you got to plant the seed and fucking water it, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like, you know, just you're shaping a thought basically and finding a more accurate way to say it, to where it resonates across the board with a lot of people. When maybe some of my rants or some of my opinions, I haven't said them or talked about them enough, so they're very full of holes.
They're rough
and they're not
and
like
well thought out.
You don't really see the holes in your head.
Yeah,
you know, then it comes to words and you're like, not making as much sense.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think that over time, I mean, fuck, dude. Like literally, you're the first one that we've talked to. You're actually the first person we ever talked to.
Yeah, you're the first podcast we ever did.
Yeah,
nobody got to hear that one.
Yeah, it's because we did it on the old janky shit that we had, and it just didn't work. You know, it was some great conversation though. Like, man, we
I
were
wish
fucking
I
rolling
wish we
at the
could
end.
get another conversation like that.
That was a good one. We had a little bit of laughter in this one. A little more laughter in that one, though.
You're just laughing at me, you fags.
No, we were laughing at
Why are
everyone.
you so-
The Chopper
why-
guys, the Dyna guys.
No, then yeah, but on this
Oh,
podcast,
this one,
you're just
yeah,
laughing
we're
at
just
me.
laughing at you.
Quit giving us shit to laugh about.
Whatever. But yeah,
You're
it's,
just a funny guy, Jace.
yeah, whatever.
Funny looking.
Yeah.
Oh, knuckle bump.
Fuck both y'all equally. But yeah, so so like we've only been doing this for a month now, man, and like
Yeah.
we've been fortunate as fuck to even have the guests that we've had
Oh,
on.
yeah. I
Like,
feel like
We've been.
I'm following what? Dixon Flannel, Valley Customs, Fab 28, Chopper House, and Lindahl and Simpson, and then me.
You're
So who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
I thought this was a legit podcast.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. There are guys like you and Mark and even Dan. They're friends of ours that I know that having you guys on this podcast, multiple times this year it's gonna be a fresh conversation, and it's gonna be insightful to people. Just like
I mean, you
this
guys
is
are
the-
you guys are insightful to us. Like you guys can actually be pretty inspiring to a lot of shit we do too.
I mean, yeah, like if Mark wasn't in Austin, dude, he would definitely be on. I mean, we did a fire ass podcast with him, and that's the only reason we have this fucking MacBook now.
Nobody hear that one either.
No,
Yeah.
like we
Fucking-
literally it was like 2
like
hours.
It was,
10
it
years.
was 2 fucking solid hours of just badass
In
podcasts.
like 10 years, they're gonna drop the unreleased special edition podcast.
Yeah,
where-
the drunk
Well,
cast.
once they're famous, they're gonna be like $50.
This is-
You can download this.
Yeah,
the
well-
first ever podcast.
We're gonna put it out like we're releasing back to our roots. So check
What'll
this
probably
out.
happen is like we're gonna like we're always gonna talk about the drunk cast we did, and it's gonna create this like
Huge
bubble of
thing.
like, oh, it's gotta be the best thing ever, and it's just like me sounding like fucking a total idiot,
It
drunk
was
as hell.
hilarious.
And then what we'll probably do is put it on our Patreon, and once we start getting some money on there, then we'll release it to the Patreon subscribers or some shit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be pissed.
I signed up for this shit.
What the fuck? I paid $1 for this. They're gonna ask for refunds. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
be like going through the
Cancel that subscription real quick. Man, fuck these guys.
No, it's I don't know, man. It's embarrassing to me though. Like even
I
when
wanna
we-
hear it.
Even we did the
It's
Dixon
great.
one, like, and
It's great.
I actually listened to that one over again. I was like, fuck, I sound like a fucking drunk retard.
You were.
You know?
I didn't really catch it.
That's
I've
what-
seen you drunker.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying though, man. I think you're overcritical on yourself with that.
Well, I mean, shit. Like
Jace is always
fuck, dude.
overcritical on
Yeah.
himself.
I mean, you want like I want it to be honest. Like I don't want to be over here like with a fucking script doing
The
this shit.
drunk
But
cast is honest.
yeah, a little too honest. That's the point. So it's just about
Trying to find a balance between honest and not honest.
Well, I don't even know if it's that. Well, you just don't want to, I don't know, like, not everybody knows me. They don't know, like, like, when I do drink.
That you're
and-
just a regular dude.
yeah, so they don't know, like, the
They
certain
don't know that when he
conversations
drinks, he gets super philosophical
and offensive.
and offensive. So like we were doing the
You can
drunk
drop
cast.
it once every few years.
Yeah, man. We were
Yeah.
doing the drunk cast or whatever. He's sitting there talking or doing like a little drunk ramble thing. We're all having a funny time. And I go pee. I'm not even gone for a minute. I come back and then I come in and he's just depressing. Like nothing ever goes right. Life's fucking hard.
No, it's like,
You guys gotta release it now. Come on. Too many teasers at this point.
Yeah, man.
if I could find a way to get it on spot.
He fell out of his chair twice.
No, because Brad had us fucking laughing our asses off. Brad, the thing is that we sat down with Brad the other day, and we had a few laughs, but it just wasn't like the
Another
drunk
podcast
cast.
you'll never hear.
Yeah, well,
we do a lot of those apparently.
it's just.
So if you get invited on to the
You know what'd
podcast,
be
you may
funny
not
as
get
hell?
released. Just to let you know.
I feel like we need Brad. Like Brad's good in 3 ways, right? So
A little menage a trois, huh?
no, but I mean, fuck, dude. Like if Brad was sitting here right now having a conversation with us, we would all
So
be
wait,
rolling.
last podcast he talked about how much he loves Mark, and now he's talking about 3 ways with Brad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jason's like low key super gay.
Not even low key at this point.
Yeah, it's national. It's international, actually.
You guys super emotional with Mark.
There's
on the
dudes in
last one.
Australia right now.
I wish I could see Mark's face.
Oh, which
when he
one?
was
When
listening
we were
to that
talking
one.
Dixon Flannel one? Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, he was like, Mark, I love you. I love you so much.
He's my man, man. Oh.
Hey, you don't say that.
No, it's a.
I
yeah,
got jealous on it. That's all. I was
He
just
got
like,
jealous.
Fuck this, man.
Like, I thought I was Jace's friend. I'm only allowed to have 2. Brad's back. No, there's a.
You're one of my favorites, Mike. Don't worry.
There's a. I haven't got one fist bump the whole time.
'cause you're
I've done
queer.
Like 4 times.
Get Mark on. You get all the fist bumps you want. Try a little more.
What, even fist fuck? What?
Fist fuck. Whatever, dude. Y'all are getting sued. That is so gay. No, I want to get Mark on. You know, I think I'm gonna try to talk to Mark before we go to Daytona.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to line up a couple.
Is Mark going to Daytona?
Nah, he usually likes to say he's gonna go places and gets me ready to go, and then he cancels.
Yeah, like last
There's a lot of those guys. Is he going to Giddy Up?
Oh yeah, Mark. We're sharing a booth at Giddy
that's
Up.
right, yeah.
So yeah, he'll be at Giddy Up and Texas Hills, and we're trying to have that soft tail, like I think I said earlier.
I don't think you announced that. You announced, I think, on the podcast that they're having the Dyna FXR show. So you might need to re-announce that.
Yeah, they're actually not now. So
So
Well, that's a bummer.
yeah.
no real good thing.
I just didn't want you to be a liar and people show up and they're like, "Where the fuck is this Dyna FXR show at?"
So actually, what we did was Zombie Mike hit me up and he told me the spill, and when me and Jesse went down to New Braunfels to talk to Simpson, we went over to Green Harley and we talked to the guy that runs all that shit there. So they already have a party that goes on Friday before Giddy Up. So we were talking, and they were talking about, hey, let's do a Dyna FXR thing. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea, but you should probably open it up to just performance motorcycles because there's a lot of badass sporties out there.
Guy.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like our Dyna population in Texas includes black bikes with swing arm stickers. Like that's it. That is it. And I'm telling you guys, you need to step your shit up.
I was about to say, that sounds like a call out right there.
Yeah. Fucking big ass state, got all this oil money. No state tax, and these California kids are doing us, man. Come on. Step it up.
It's true. There's a lot of black Dynas.
Black
With a lot of
Dynas,
stickers.
swing arm, with a whole bunch of California swing arm stickers. Like, what the fuck, man?
You got to make a swing arm sticker.
No, I don't. I'm against it. I feel like
Did you just assume my state?
assume.
Assume your state? Like, I thought it would be funny.
No, you need.
Now we make fun of Jesse.
Yeah,
Damn it.
the tables have turned. Can I get a fist bump?
There you go.
I got one.
Yeah.
You were supposed to make a joke to get the fist bump, but
Well, it was the tables turned. Remember?
Remember?
No, so what we talked about with Green was, just kind of making it performance bikes that way. Because one thing I noticed last year at Giddy Up is a shit ton of sporties.
there
out
are
there.
a lot of any chopper show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports.
So it's like, dude, why not like open up the show and shine for them? Like they got some badass bikes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude,
And then
a lot of tracker guys and stuff doing their sports.
oh
shows
hell
up.
yeah, and so you have that, and then you have the baggers too, which are kind of that new trend, and then the new Softail dyno, whatever the fuck it's called. So there's like it's just too. Our shit's too spread out as far as dynas and FXRs to where you can really put it all together. Because a lot of us have them, but they're not like show kind of bikes.
Well, that
you know?
show is a month and a week away, so somebody needs to start promoting that if you're gonna get some bikes down there. Because I haven't seen anything about it except for you texting me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that sucks is like it's at a Harley dealership, and that's kind of Harley. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking with some of the dealerships up here in Dallas and trying to get some.
Somebody just needs to make a flyer and fucking flood Instagram.
Yeah,
with
I
it.
mean we'll flood. That'll probably happen more. I think I don't really know. That's kind of a Zombie Mike's thing. I'm just trying whatever he says he needs help with. I'm just helping him.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's the same thing that he kind of had. He was real weary about doing all this stuff is because you don't want to like go all out with businesses like Harley or even the guys that put on Giddy Up and get these people to give you all these opportunities to bring this crowd, and then the crowd doesn't come. Like it makes you look like like shit, and it makes it hard for you to organize other events when you don't get the following and things. And I think that when the dudes from Giddy Up kind of said that they needed the space for vendors and not for the bikes, the Dynas and FXRs, that it was just easier. Yeah, the Harley thing was already going to take place, and now we try to attach it to it. But it's like it's kind of hard to like piggyback on a Harley dealership sometimes.
I have my performance FXR there.
Yeah,
probably the only FXR with dual fishtails on it.
Dual fishtails.
It's got them.
It's got dual disc.
No,
it does have dual disc. No, actually, shit, it has no brakes on the front right now.
Yeah,
I gotta hook them. I plan on hooking them up before we go though.
my single rotor setup is just
super
something,
light.
Yeah, it's
super
I
light.
save so
That's
much
his defense.
rotating mass. No, that's my style, dude. I don't ride
You're not
that
going
hard.
120 miles an hour. Fucking.
No, I
Dual
do.
disc or no disc. That's my motto.
Dual disc or no disc.
Yeah.
You're getting the double D or no D.
You're looking all
Nah,
half
I just
committed
like
and
showing
shit.
my wheel off, man. I did that on
If I
sport
spent
bikes.
that much, I'd show it off too.
It fucking it fucking ain't right. So the concept is just that I don't know, man. It's my style, man. Fuck, if I put a dual disc on, I'd be like every other performance guy out there. See, what I like to do is I like to take the performance away and still ride as hard. That way, I can show them how good of a
You know what I love
my
about you,
Von
Jace?
Metal,
Jace,
so-
you know what I love about you?
Huh.
You get so defensive. It's just so little
Oh
to
my
get you
God,
getting so
yes.
going so hard.
He is
No, I don't.
Yes, he does, dude.
You don't say that.
Oh man,
It's my
He's-
favorite.
That's his go-to.
How do you-
I know I
how-
can just throw one thing out there and
How
bam.
do you how do you rebuttal? You just
Dude,
like,
I can
don't?
ask you a question at the shop, and he's immediately like, "Fuck you."
Well, that's because every day I come to the shop and take out my anger on you. That's why. It has nothing to do with you.
I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
Sometimes I see your face and I'm just pissed,
I need a Jesse.
dude.
It's
I don't know
great.
how he hasn't slit his wrist yet. Because
Oh man, you
The day
made
You
me-
can't joke about that.
I'm
when
a
he
tough-
came to pick me up in my car, I was so mad.
dude, he was talking mad shit to me, and I'm
And I
like,
just
I
wanted
will,
to be-
I will kick you out of
you
this
up
fucking
right
car right now.
Yeah,
I'm
I was,
fucking taking you to Caesar's Tacos, and you're talking shit right now.
Yeah, I was pissed.
I tried the Caesar taco.
It's the only taco stand we got on the fucking south side.
Yeah,
so
but-
it's not great. It's just
No,
good
No,
when
it's
you're
good.
there.
it's
I,
good.
I dig it.
Yeah, I was about to
fucking-
say, luckily it is good, so we don't have to bitch about that.
I dig it.
Yeah,
Like,
check out Ernesto's over in Fort Worth. That's
I
the
would
shit.
literally have to be there and with you, and you were like, "Hey, I'm not
We'll
going
ride
that
out
far
there
out of
one
my
day.
way." That's
You won't ride an hour for tacos?
I will ride not an hour for tacos because I have tacos closer that do the trick. So there's no point in. Are you one of those guys that's like, oh, you said you don't ever eat out?
Not usually, no.
You know what really grinds my gears? People that talk about burrito places like, oh, this burrito place is better than this one.
Fucking
You got to hear me out on this, right? So
Well, actually, I get the burrito at Ernesto's. So, I mean, they make great tacos, but I get the burrito. So, it's going to actually suggest to get the burrito if we ever go.
all right. So in Texas, we have Chipotle, which pretty much is across the board everywhere, right? And then we have Freebirds, which is a pretty good place here.
So, you like that white Mexican food?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't eat the Mexican food?
No, absolutely not.
I eat the Mexican.
We're talking about burrito chains right now. Okay?
Yeah, no, that.
And then
Go
you got Moe's for the East Coasters. Moe's is my shit. I love that. We just started getting a
Moe's
couple.
in Jacksonville.
Oh man,
And
I wish
then
there
you
was
have,
more closer.
We have a Qdoba. Is that how you say that? Qdoba.
I've seen it, but I never said it.
There's only like one or two here in Dallas, right? And you know what pisses me off is when people go, when you go, or you're going to eat Freebirds, like, I don't like Freebirds. I like Chipotle. I'm like, I like Chipotle too.
Are we really?
But think about it.
This is such a dumb argument.
No,
right?
it's a valid argument. I've thought about this a lot of my life, but you got to hear me out. So
Have we been smoking? Are we high right now or not? Because
It's like that
I
70s
don't
show
think
in this
so.
motherfucker
no,
right now.
check
We're
it
all
out.
sitting in the
Just
goddamn
I'm
garage.
almost done with it. Check it out.
That's what
So-
he said.
Let's transfer that same concept over to hamburger joints.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I'd get down on some hamburgers though.
All right, so you only like one hamburger joint, period. Like you're only
I like two.
All right, so can you not like Freebirds and fucking Chipotle, or you have to be a one burrito guy? I mean, sometimes you feel really trashy. You want some Taco
But
Bell.
you gotta realize, man, for someone like me, I don't go out to eat very often. So if I do, I'm gonna get what I want. you know?
Exactly.
Not just that's how I mean it. Like if I want a burger and it's the one time ever, where I actually gonna go out to eat. No, I'm not gonna go to just whatever burger joint.
Yeah, exactly. So,
No,
but imagine
it's not agreeing with you.
I get that because it's probably the worst person to have an argument with because you don't go out to eat a lot. But say you worked like in an urban, like downtown Fort Worth or Dallas, and every
in an
day
urban environment.
you work in a railroad yard, dude. There's
No, dude.
You got
that used to be nothing.
you
but-
got roach coaches coming by.
No,
That's it.
we don't actually get a roach coach there, but it's the only job I've worked at where we don't. But no, man, it's right over there.
By Alliance and all that.
No, it's past Alliance. It's off. It's exit 30 on 35W. Where you don't know the side town.
So is it
But
by
no,
the
that's
racetrack?
just right by
So
the
it's
Texas
by
Motor
all
Speedway.
the fucking construction?
No, where they built up all that shit, where the new town or outlet mall is or whatever.
Oh, okay,
There's
yeah.
a bunch of Chick-fil-A, a Whataburger, all this shit.
So
I've never
it
been
works
there,
for
but
everything. Like some people are like, oh, I only eat Popeyes. Well, I'm a KFC kind of guy. You know, it's like why they all taste
My wife
different.
makes the best fried chicken.
See, I can't have this argument with you. I can't even like.
But that's what I always tell her. I'm like, why would I
can't
want to
get
go
about
out to eat when you make better food? She's like, because then I don't got to cook it. I'm like, yeah.
So
but I'm
what-
not cooking it either way.
What you're trying to say right now is you're not a one burrito kind of gal.
No, absolutely not. You should be able to eat whatever kind of burritos you want. I mean, think about it.
You put as many burritos in your mouth as you want.
If you every day you go to work and you got 5 different badass burrito places, each one tastes different.
Yeah.
So you should be able to go eat.
Why
do you have to be
Who's
like,
not letting you go get whatever burrito you want, Jace? I will find them. Who is stopping you?
It's not that they don't let me. It's just those dumbass conversations that come up where people are like,
I've never been involved in a dumbass conversation about burritos.
So now.
They'll be like, they'll see you eating Freebirds somewhere like, oh, you like Freebirds, huh? I like Chipotle.
You forgot the name.
And you're like, so? I don't know. I say it like that, but I guess because it's happened to me so many times in my life that you work with
We have
people.
different problems, man. We got
Yeah.
different problems in life, clearly.
What kind of problems would mine be?
I don't know what kind of burrito I want today.
Same thing with hamburgers.
There's too many options.
It's the same thing. Like
So you go Whataburger or Five Guys?
Oh fuck, Whataburger.
Dude, I have not been a Five
Well, I'm
Guys.
allergic to sesame seeds, so it's like that kind of narrows down my burger joint options.
Yeah.
But Whataburger's pretty good. But you know
But can you like Five Guys too?
yeah.
Okay.
I think
why
I think
can't-
In-N-Out's good too.
yeah.
It ain't no fucking
Yeah,
Whataburger.
it fucking sucks.
Yeah, all these
I
I
California
guess I
shit.
just lost all the California votes, but
Fucking In-N-Out sucks.
Dude, if they had a Whataburger in California, it would change things, you know. But you can't drive. Okay, like the thing about In-N-Out, we're talking about this. This is happening.
We're
the
at
thing
like an
In-N-Out-
hour and 50 minutes, so
well, we
let's-
got
it's got very
No. I'm just saying we
So,
got time to kill.
you
right
got
now.
you go to In-N-Out and you go in there. Their fucking menu's like 6 items, right?
The burgers just don't taste good. I know the whole fucking secret menu. I tried it twice. The first time it sucked, so I was like, I
Oh.
waited like a good year, and I was like, let me give it another try.
The In-N-Out
Tried
thing?
it, fucking garbage
The
again.
secret menu shit.
I mean, it's like a little bit nicer McDonald's.
yeah, I'm not.
sorry.
I'm not.
I'm sorry, that's all I get. It
Yeah.
tasted like a fast food burger, not like a actual burger.
I think the vibe's cool,
The vibe's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a good
but
logo.
Whataburger just has too much options. And you know when you're going to the bar
That
late at
jalapeno
night.
jelly shit that
Oh
Whataburger's got.
shit! Yeah, god damn.
Dude,
Like
Jay
there's just so
fucking
many
left-
good things.
Jay slept that shit all over his seat one day.
Yeah, dude. They had
I get in the
they had
car
a
and it's like-
strawberry
it's like
spicy
jelly all
strawberry
fucking
jam.
all
That's the one
over
I'm
the
talking about,
place.
yeah.
And like, dude, I'd be coming back from the shop late at night, and I'm just like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." You know, and I get
I'm
like
fucking doing it.
2 or 3 of them. There's like jelly all on the seat and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, I'll do it in the morning."
I get in the car and I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's I don't know,
Goddamn-
man.
Goddamn jelly monster.
Get serious about food, man.
I know.
People be pissing me off and shit. But we need more.
That's why I was asking if you were bringing a truck, man, so we could bring some food and cook down at Gidea.
That would be cool.
Because I'm bringing my friend in the sidecar who doesn't motorcycle at all. He could give a fuck about him. So he just said he's going to fish the whole weekend, like from dusk
See you guys
till
later.
dawn. Or is it the other way around?
That's pretty cool that
Dawn
you
till
can.
dusk.
Yeah.
And
So it'd be night till
That's
morning.
pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So-
cool how you can avoid the whole gay thing by having a sidecar and taking your buddies on rides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is cool.
That's
I don't feel gay at
It's
all.
pretty
in the
slick.
sidecar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't rode the sidecar, you're missing out.
But what if like
Mike
you're
broke
you're
mine.
both riding somewhere and like you're riding and then whoever's sitting there and then like they just daze off into some deep thought of life as they're does that get a little gay?
You're making it sound gay.
Yeah, I can make anything sound gay.
Well, Carlos took the test ride for decently long
Yeah,
trips.
he rode home.
back
He
from
rode
Dallas.
home from
Yeah.
the IMS show.
Yeah, from Dallas to Fort
Yeah.
Worth. Before that, the only long ride I've been on had my 7-year-old in it. That was my official test ride.
I got it. I
Was-
got it. This is what constitutes as it being gay, as if he was
Why
on the
do
back of the bike. If y'all made eye contact and smiles.
But you can make eye contact
No,
and
no, no.
smile.
Like a you're looking this way and then you both catch eyes at the same time and like
No, man, that's just connecting on the
No,
road.
I think that's
That's just
gay.
connecting on the road, man.
yeah,
That's,
connecting dicks.
that's just sharing the wind, man. Sharing the wind.
Might as well be right on the back, bro. And you just look back and catch his eye.
No, man, I think it'd be magical.
Magical.
Fucking unicorns.
I felt really demasculined. Is that what would that be?
Definitely the wrong word.
Demasculated.
Demasculated there. I felt like that. I mean, it was cool to ride in it, but I didn't feel like I was a real motorcyclist.
You did not
sitting
feel
in
as
there.
demasculated as I did the other night.
Which time?
I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Why'd you bring it up?
I'm just saying, like that topped my demasculation.
Oh, when the chick. Did she listen to it? I don't know.
I want to know.
He got beat up.
Oh, dude, no, I didn't get beat up. All
okay.
right, long story short, we go out drinking. I come back. I'm like dating this chick now, by the way.
The one
Yeah.
at IMS?
Yeah. So, long story short, anyways, we get back, and like we're banging.
Talk quieter.
We're banging, and like, she just stops me like mid-stroke and just looks me dead in the eyes.
It's not big enough.
No.
There we go. Second fist bump.
No. She stops me like mid-stroke, and she's like, "I want you to slap me and call me a fucking cunt." And I'm like really put off by this, you know, because of the fact that it's like that's okay, like if I'm super into it, and I've done that before with other chicks.
I've never done that before.
But then she was just like the fact you stopped me and told me to do it made me feel really unmanly at the time. So I did it, you know, like gave her a little baby slap, and she was like harder, and I did it a little harder, and she was like no, and it, like grabbed like pop and like hit the hell out of herself. I'm like, what am I doing right now? You know,
gotta watch out though, man, because you know with all this like rape stuff going around,
dude. All right, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, this could really go bad. You know,
yeah, you're gonna break up with her, and then she's got pictures of bruises you left. And you're
Yeah.
like,
She's seen your car and she thinks you got money. That's the thing.
yeah. She's seen my car, the car that looks like I sell drugs out of, with the registration that went out in
Poorly,
2015.
then.
yeah, the registration went out in 2015. I drove
You're
it.
not a very good drug
Dude.
dealer if that's what you're driving.
So I drove that
It's a
car
perfect cover. You get
for a
pulled
year
over.
after the registration went out, and then gave it to him, and he's had it for 2 years.
Dude, you get pulled over. It's not. They're not asking about drugs. They're like, you just stick your head out the window before they even get there. Registration, and they're like, yeah, man. And then you just go on about your business. They
And they're
don't
like,
fuck with you.
Your shit's so out of registration, we're not even gonna fuck with you. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a perfect cover. If I was selling drugs, I would make sure my registration's out.
I like all the topics that we've been able to touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what we got motorcycles, all different kinds. We've done baggers, FXRs, choppers.
We didn't talk about
We've
the
done-
gay shit about each one because, like last time, remember we talked about how like the gay
It
shit
wasn't
about
the
diners.
gay shit. We were just talking about how
The
you got to dress a certain way, and we're talking about what comes first, the
Oh,
chicken or the egg.
the turquoise rings and the.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like, do you pick your bike based off the way you dress, or do you dress based off of what kind of bike you ride?
I think you get on a bike, you go and you fucking see what everybody else is wearing. And you're like, well, I think I like that, and you try it out.
So you're under the impression you pick a bike. You're like, I like Dynas, so you start buying Dixon flannels and
We're both wearing Dixon flannel right now.
you know, and you get into all that stuff. Or you go buy a chopper, and next thing you know, you got like some skinny jeans on and like a shirt that you
Dude.
paid way too much for from
I'm
the
just
70s.
no. If I had a chopper,
You know what,
if I had a chopper, I would be pulling a Dan like a motherfucker, just dirty. That's just chopper to me.
You calling Dan dirty?
Yeah, Dan is dirty as fuck.
So Garley, actually, Adam Garley, he made the best statement about the chopper dudes. How they'd always be like so hardcore into like. Oh, my vintage this, vintage clothes, got me an old van, got this, and they got this fucking big 6-inch iPad mini phone hanging out their skinny jean back pocket. It just doesn't go with the whole vintage thing.
With their old school hats and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a funny scenario. I mean, if you think about it, I don't know.
No, it is.
Not as funny as your burrito.
Or when you see like the pictures from like a show and they look all vintage, it's all like panheads and everyone's wearing vintage clothes. And
Those are cool.
Sitting there
Sit on their
texting.
those are like pictures like that are cool. Like when you just see the picture, but when you're there, you're like, it's not.
No, that's still cool. I like it. Like I said, I love Giddy Up.
I love Giddy Up, and I love all that whole culture. But it's like, it can be a little like.
Like I said, man, like we talked about in the last one, which I guess to be fair on this one,
No one ever heard that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. We should touch on every scene, so we're not just talking shit on one.
let's
Because we
just-
did
let's
talk
do-
shit on every.
Well,
Let's do
I'm
that.
just
Let's-
gonna say now though the fire isn't there because we've already had that.
No,
Conversation.
well, we can reiterate it. So, what if we just go back and we just go through each one and talk about the funny cliche,
like the bagger dudes with their, whatever. I don't even know. You know that better than me. The affliction shirts, whatever.
No,
and the,
you know what? I don't even
the
think it's
bedazzled
affliction
jeans
shirts
and
anymore.
shit.
I think it's I think the bagger thing now is
they still do
it's
bedazzled
about-
jeans.
it's about having dualies, like having a big ass dually and
I
a
haven't
big ass
seen that.
trailer. Yeah, well,
I see the baggers with the trailers and shit, but we're talking about clothes right now. We're
Yeah.
not talking about
well,
life.
I mean,
fucking.
Because the whole topic is which comes first. Do you dress a certain way and pick the bike that matches, or do you pick the clothes to match
well, to
the
be
bike?
fair with a lot of dudes that ride baggers, I mean, It depends. White guy, black dude, Mexican dude, like pretty different across the board.
Makes sense.
You know, the white guys. I mean, some of them, not all. I mean, it's hard to generalize. Like, here's the deal.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're just generalizing.
This is terrible.
It's pretty.
This is not going like you want it to.
It's just going. That's the point. So shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
So basically, I feel like all the people in the baggers, there's all these different styles, man. It really is, but it does seem like a small group of it, or a certain
How
group.
did you dress when you were riding baggers?
Same way I dress right now, 100%.
Yeah.
Dixon flannels?
Well, Dixon flannel was just actually, yeah, I did.
Yeah, he first.
I've been wearing
I remember.
Dixon flannels.
I remember
like,
the
yeah.
first fucking time he bought one.
I've got like 10 OG Yago Dixons. You know what I mean? And
You're worth big money one day.
yeah. So, but I mean, dude, I grew up in a shop, man. I've been in the paint and body shop since like the 90s. So Dickies have always been kind of a staple for that, you know.
I wear my work clothes pretty much all day. I still got them on right now.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm real gay about my shoes though. Like I would every time before I take a trip, I go buy a new pair of shoes, and I like wearing Air Maxes. That's my shit. I like Nikes. And I've been trying to buy Vans lately. Like I got some on now, only because these are only $60, and if I tear these up, it doesn't break my heart like a nice pair of fucking $130 Nikes. You know what I mean? Fuck, what was I saying? I don't even remember.
You're talking about working in shop, wearing Dickies and...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like what I always wore in the bagger stuff, but I feel like I don't want to wear Vans because this completes the Dyna kit.
You are Dyna out right now. Hardcore.
Exactly, I am. Got my Simpson snapback on, and yeah, I got my
Manic Crew snapback on.
Well, I knew you were gonna wear your Manic Crew. I didn't want to wear my Manic Crew.
This podcast brought to you by Manic Crew.
Fast Life 10.
You got to say offer code, faggot.
They already know.
No,
that's at Manic Crew on Instagram.
At Manic.
You know I have to talk like that so I don't fuck up.
Yeah.
I wasn't even knocking you there. I actually just kind of stuttered. But
no, that's Jace all the time.
That's me talking. That's me doing advertisements like at Manic _
Like I have to iterate. So as soon as we took in like doing that, we realized that is fucking difficult. In like a weird way.
Dude, we did a whole bunch of takes trying to read.
The first one we did, like the first like advertisement we tried to do was like we did it 4 or 5 times, and we were like,
can we discuss y'all's issue with each other's names on Instagram?
What is that?
You guys seem to argue about that shit every time.
Oh, well, Jace doesn't like the fact that I have underscores in my name.
Either one of y'all have to just change or just drop it, okay? Because I think everyone wants to know, can we put an end to this debate?
Well, here, okay, let me give you
Put a vote on it. Put a vote on Instagram.
That's what I was saying.
Have them vote underscores or no underscores.
Yeah, do they want Fast Life?
I am not underscore. They're only
Fast underscore life underscore Jesse, or do they want Fast Life Jesse all one word?
I'm not underscoring shit on mine. Period.
Okay, well, we'll put a vote out for mine.
We'll put a vote up for yours.
He's so defensive, that's why.
Yeah, because he's fucking he's fucking defensive.
You know how annoying it is when you're trying to type someone's name in and you got to click the button to go to the...
you don't. You press space. You put a space.
You just put a space in there? That's it?
I don't know. I don't find it difficult to put an underscore in.
If that's the case, if all I got to do is put a space and it puts an automatic underscore in there, then I will stop fucking with you about it. But the whole idea of like clicking that button to go to the other area to get periods and forward slashes and shit, I'm not about that life. It's just not gonna happen.
It works the same way.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mind blown.
So that's it. You will not hear at the end. You will not hear on the intro to this podcast Jace giving Jesse shit for underscores. That's over and done.
Now you're gonna hear me talking about how awesome it is that I was wrong and this, that, and the other. Yeah.
It's just gonna be like it's fast space Jesse or fast space life space Jesse.
Make sure you hit a space because he's into that.
I'm into space, man. I want some space paint on my bike.
There we go.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool to do.
That's what. You started talking about it.
I told you, man. You gotta come up with
Star
something
Wars,
crazy.
dude. You know what? Ever since we talked,
I'm doing a theme bike now.
Okay. I just want to say I started watching all the Star Wars again.
I'm super into space shit, so I would
my whole
be
legs
super about
tattooed
that.
in Star Wars.
I know. I'm really into it right now.
We could get like the Milky Way.
Can't wait till May 4th.
And we could do like Andromeda.
See, has he shown you the pictures I've sent him? The spacey ones? Yeah.
What do you got?
I just delete them.
I know, he does. He doesn't respond to those.
Oh my god.
I was actually told to call you out on the podcast that you won't do it because you're scared. To get you to do it. My friend
what?
was like, you need to just call him out on the podcast.
The space stuff?
And I mean, I wasn't going to, but now we're over 2 hours. You know, it's like, fuck
If you're
it, why
listening
not?
now, you
Yeah.
really are. You're like this.
Invested, yeah. Dude, it's your bike. I'll do whatever you want.
He was looking away when he said it. He's lying right now. He's lying as fuck.
He was like, I got 4 months to talk him out of this shit.
No, I like a challenge when it's a challenge for a friend. That way, if it looks like shit, then I'm not.
You can blame it on their idea.
Well, if say a customer was to call me up and say, hey man, I want you to do a bike, you know, I really want, you know, and they want to challenge you to go out above or on another fucking world.
You don't mind going out of your box. You don't mind when someone comes to you and asks you to do stuff that you don't normally do, right?
Yeah, but if you
You've
were
never-
saving up your money for weeks and months and whatever to get a paint job for me, and you want me to go out on a limb,
Yeah.
that means that limb might break and you're stuck
See,
with it.
The way I see it is you're going to go out on a limb, do something you haven't done, kill it, and you're going to get all this more work, and you're going to be like, bro, I owe you like 5 paint jobs because you brought me so much money this year.
So the second half of 2018 is going to be all space paint jobs.
yeah,
Not necessarily. It's
We'll
just
be
going to
doing-
be something different.
we're gonna do space specials.
It's just gonna be all these like galaxy driven paint jobs with, you know,
Dude, we're
acetylene
gonna start
smoke on it.
It's going to be a whole new thing, man. It's-
Yeah, okay.
Everyone, they're going to be like, who started this shit? And you'll be like,
Hopefully I'll
"Thanks."
be out of painting by then. Like I'll be able to.
This guy.
I'll be.
He'll be out of painting. He'll be living in California. What's the other standards for the Jace?
I think
What's Jace going to do
I think I'm off the California kick right now.
Yeah.
right now? Brad's back.
I just wanted to leave to California because my best friend was.
He don't
somewhere
love
else.
me no more. I gotta leave.
Fuck it, we're leaving. I'll show him. I've always wanted to go out there just because I have a lot of friends, like a lot of close friends up in Cali, and
There's a lot of cool ass people up there.
there's
man.
a lot
we're
of
just
there's a
fucking
lot of
shit.
there's a lot of money up there and a lot of opportunity, man. To
Never
be
had
honest with
that.
you,
It's actually cashed.
so I feel like the I don't know. I thought about going out there. It'd be cool to open a shop up in NorCal, you know, but
with everybody else.
there's
I mean,
not
you're
a
trying
lot of
to-
shops up there,
You're
dude.
trying to go out on be different with a single disc front end.
Man,
Yeah,
but
they're
then
gonna
you
be
want
all
to
about
go
it.
paint exactly wherever all of the other painters are.
I'm not trying to paint.
That's right.
I would rather just build like a. I want to work on bikes. That's really what I want to do. Like I want to not like service work or like deep mechanic work. Like I like designing shit. Like there's a real joy I get out of like getting a piece of paper and figuring out a color scheme for a bike through and through.
Yeah.
Figuring out what kind of parts to put on it and how to paint it, and you know, like that's a fun challenge. You know what I'm saying? It's
Maybe you start working for Harley, designing their bikes.
yeah, right. Yeah, fucking. I'm not Chip Foose. I just want to work for the Fast Life Garage, you know. But
The Fast Life Podcast.
you can't
Baby
do your
metals.
auto tune.
Baby metal.
But I mean,
I
like,
didn't auto-tune
and that's
it.
kind of what we want. We're planning
Fuck
on
that guy.
we're planning on doing that with the shop this year. It's kind of pushing that whole mentality. You know, it's like I feel like I have some of the best guys in the industry to do things that I don't know how to do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I got Mark for anything performance mechanic related at all. Like he's 100% that. And now he's got that dyno, so he can dial shit in.
Yeah.
I'll be excited once he gets
You
that set
know,
up.
between you and fucking Carlos and hopefully myself over the next couple of months, you know, building exhausts and making things like welding things will be something that I can do myself. If not,
Practice
I have
every
friends. Yeah.
That's how you do. That's
Hey.
how you learn to weld. It's just time.
What were you gonna say? Something important?
Important? No, but was I gonna say something? Yes.
Okay.
All right. 2 things actually. Never mind. I was gonna ask what time Hooters closes, but then I remembered.
What time's Hooters close?
I think 2, right?
I don't know.
Because if they close at 12, we're fucked.
Why are you going to Hooters?
Well, I would like to go eat.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll go eat. Fuck it. There's a Waffle House next door just in case. But what were we talking about before Jesse interrupted? Was absolutely nothing important.
I told you it wasn't important. You just insisted.
Oh, so
Your
you
plans.
know, yeah, I want to just, you know, kind of build some bikes and customize. Not build. I want to modify and customize bikes, and then hopefully next year I can say I build bikes. But you know, like I said, you know, a lot of shops that build or have bike shops. You know, they're not necessarily.
You just inhaled it?
They're not
Don't
necessarily.
take it all the way into your lungs, though.
They're smoking pipes over here.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You keep talking, Jay.
I'm like mesmerized by it.
That is not a cigarette to me.
No, cigarettes are disgusting.
Yeah, man, I'm out of cigarettes, so you got like 10 minutes before I turn into a grumpy little bitch.
You want to dip?
Every day.
Where am I gonna spit?
The floor. It's a garage. It's not a fancy garage. It's not a fancy shop.
Dude, I haven't dipped since I was like 18.
You're just a nicotine whore.
I am, dude. Anything nicotine, I'm putting that shit in my body.
Rectally.
I'm not you.
I've never done anything like that, so.
That's awkward.
The way he said it, that's awkward.
You ever thought about building anything else besides, like, other than, like, what's your, like, projects for the future that aren't even close?
Next year's, I think, planned out.
What do you think?
I want to do a metric chopper. And I got my old KZ1000 from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably do a chopper with that, rigid chopper. And do that. And I've been floating the idea of just doing more like the, I guess, standard chopper build, you know, like the the stock dimension kind of frame.
Yeah.
With, like just like a old front end on it. And I don't know, just see what that's all about. I've seen them for so long. People go nuts over them. Just want to see what's all involved in building one just for the fun of it. I mean, I dig the style. Just
What about that whole twin cam FXR you've been putting off doing?
I don't know, man. I got that frame, and I got most of the parts to do except for a twin cam. I'm just not feeling it right. I don't know. I just build what's got me excited, and that just doesn't have me excited right now. I'm kind of more on the chopper side of things.
I'm pretty excited about those dude. What is it like? Jeff Holt and them, they're building that M8.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I saw
that's
that.
crazy.
Dude, that M8 motor's pretty fucking badass,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
I was a huge hypocrite because I remember when it first came out, I was like, I'll probably have a shovel head before I have a fucking M8 motor. That's fucking gay. And next thing you know, I'm like fucking never had a shovel head, got an M8, and I love it. It's fucking fast as fuck, you know.
Need to get you on a shovel head though.
Yeah, I want to. My goal, man, this year, I want to build one. You know, try to do all the welding, all the shit myself. I feel pretty good about my welding right now, to be completely honest with you. I just need to get a purge tank, and probably, I feel like I could build an exhaust. I just probably need a couple of practice runs on a few things. I need enough scrap that I can fuck up.
Yeah,
but I feel pretty confident that I can do it.
Build a whole pie cut exhaust, and that's a lot of practice right there.
Yeah, I mean the actual
Hopefully
welding.
Be good by the end.
Yeah, the actual welding aspect of it, it doesn't like I'm not. I feel fine with that. Like, I'm not saying I'm the shit, but let's just say that if I'm judging it, I've seen my welds and I've seen other people's welds, and I'll be okay.
Yeah,
you know. But what I really want to do is I want to practice welding some like thicker steel and just see if I'm really getting the penetration and stuff.
It's a lot different. You do thicker steel, and then the other big difference outside of exhausts is because you only been doing exhaust, right?
Yes, I've only been doing thin wall.
Well, there's a few big differences. Is the thickness, and then the fact welding out of position because you're only welding on a table, and it's like the perfect position. That's why like my exhaust welds could look way better because it's right on the table, perfect position. And you only got to weld like an inch or two at a time when it's an exhaust, and then you got to rotate it and everything. When you're doing like on that fender or something, like I hadn't done because I don't TIG weld at work, not at this job, so I hadn't TIG welded something that's like a foot or 2 feet long in a long fucking time, So remembering how to feed it and stuff while you're doing that, because when you're doing an exhaust, you don't really have to feed it through your fingers. You're just dipping it, you don't go through enough rod to where you actually got to feed it. So I was a little out of practice on all that shit and stuff. So that makes a lot different. Like when I was welding up the frame, you gotta, I was just standing up there, and you're trying to get all up underneath everything and weld it all out. So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. So I mean, like those kind of things right now are way more like interesting and more like it makes me want to wake up and go to work. You know what I mean? Like I love paint, I really do, but. If anybody does anything for 15 fucking years, there's gonna get to this point where you just, either your work's gonna be shit or you got to find a way to kind of back out of it a little bit to where you
just
still.
Suck it up, man. Trust me, I'm gonna retire as a fucking welder, man. That's all I've ever done.
Yeah, but you have the luxury of you go to work and do it for a living, but then you get to come home to your hobby. Like my hobby is my work all day long, so it's a way different.
Everyone always says they want to start their own shop or this. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I enjoy it for fun.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling it, I can take a week off. You know,
Yeah.
There's no right now I kind of feel obligated, but usually there's no obligations. I do, like I said, FXR, just don't feel like doing them, so don't gotta fucking do them.
It's a big difference that I can't say it's a complaint. I mean, when you're doing something like your hobby for a living, you're lucky, you really are, but it's not fucking like just all smooth waters. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of different challenges, man. It's a dream, yes, but it's also, it's
still a job.
It's a job that doesn't, for as much perks as it has an equal amount of setbacks. Like, it's damn near impossible for me as a self-employed guy to have health insurance, or for that matter, pay a lot of taxes in. And like, you know what I mean? Like I have to try to. It's not that I'm trying to, but it's like realistically, I can't afford to pay in $50,000 a year in taxes. You know what I mean? It's just hard to run a business and all this stuff, and you can. I mean, you get through your business, you pay all your bills, you do all your shit, and then, you write everything off of taxes, and you're like, shit, technically to the government, I made $20 last year, and that's kind of how it ends up being. But,
they're listening.
There's a lot of aspects.
Big Brother is watching.
Yeah. There's a lot of aspects to it that's great. It's like, like I was telling you earlier about taking the bike trips. Like, I have to justify those as being something that can benefit the business. Otherwise, it's very hard for me to justify, because I don't, we don't have I don't have $10,000 in the bank to where if we're slow one month, then I got coverage. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
always have $10,000 in the bank. 3 months living expense, man.
Dude, I'm buying $3,000 wheels and $130 Nikes, man. It's like, it's hard to keep up with the fucking trends these days.
Those aren't trends.
Get some Red Wings, man. They last way longer.
Fuck that. Those things cost. I can spend money on. I can spend. We're off topic again.
What topic are we supposed to be on?
Yeah, dude, I got lost for a second there.
Is there a set topic? Is this
I don't
scripted?
even know what we're talking about. I was just talking about like the difference between.
If we're off topic, I got one thing to say.
All right, say it now.
This is for Nick Hinzo. I don't know if you know. You know? Sure. Down in California. It's gonna be weird, but banana, 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 banana. There you go. Super random, but
5 bananas.
5 bananas. Oh, that's 6.
Was he paying you to say that on our podcast?
No, he bet me I wouldn't say it.
Oh, shit.
Man, that's bananas. You should have
So
slipped it
you
in
won't
there.
say bananas 5 times. Well, I'm up to 7 now.
Yeah, man, that's.
That'd be cool if we did some like things.
What if
like
you were
that.
like, man, that's bananas? You know,
I thought about trying to bring it up in conversation. I was like, "Ah, fuck, am I gonna bring it up?" But hey, fuck
guys-
it. I'm just gonna
You
say
should
it.
have
You
just
guys
said
like-
bananas.
yeah, you guys
oh,
like
man, that's
bananas? Well,
You should have just hey, Glenda, did you pick up those bananas? No, the bananas.
For the banana bread.
The bananas we needed.
so like he wanted you to say it 5 times consecutively.
No, I think he wanted me to just slip it in like you guys are saying, but
Oh, man.
fuck him.
You
So-
should have been
Well,
way
technically
cooler.
now we've said bananas like
Yeah,
at least
man.
25
Yeah,
times.
he's gonna be fucking so
Hey, man.
happy. He's gonna
Hey,
be
you know
like,
what?
yes, bananas.
You know what? You can tell him that it's all peachy now.
Just tell him to share our
This fucking
podcast
guy.
now on his Instagram.
Yeah. Now you have to share it.
Yeah.
He listens to them all, so
appreciate
now he's
Share
gonna,
it, share
you got to
it.
come out the closet now, Nick.
Caption
I know
it.
people are kind of like embarrassed. I think to
like
say
our
that-
podcast?
No, not yours. Just podcasts in general. You know, people,
I think so because like everybody, which I'm super appreciative to everybody that does it, but they always put it in their stories. I'm like, can you put me on the feed, man? I want to be on the.
No,
fucking...
dude, I'm telling you, because you bring up podcasts and it's still in that weird limbo where people don't know if that's like too geeky or something. I don't know. People act weird a lot of times. You mention you listen to podcasts. I think some people are in the closet about listening to podcasts because they don't want to.
I remember when I was
promote
on Tinder and I told a chick we were recording a podcast. She didn't reply.
See what I mean? It's still got this little negative thing, but
Yeah.
now Nick has to because I just told him he did.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nick, for what you're going to do for us.
Yeah, share it and say it's bananas with a banana.
there you
emoji.
go.
Put the banana emoji on there. If you have an iPhone. Do they have that on Androids? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Fuck Android.
Yeah, who does that?
Lost another.
Everybody's always like, "Hey, is your podcast going to get on so and so?" I was like, "Dude, get an iPhone like a man, like an adult."
You know what I tell them? I tell
Like
them
an
look
adult.
it up on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube, or just go to my website and just look at
Or
it.
buy an iPhone.
Or buy an iPhone. Can't you just get it with Did he even make iPods anymore?
No. I think so. Pretty sure.
Isn't that how podcast started?
No.
Yeah. Podcast started a long time ago.
No,
dude.
podcast got popular. Not popular, but more known from the iPods.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I mean, I've been doing
I thought that's
podcasts
why
for
it was
a few
called
years, but not that long.
podcast because it was from iPods.
I don't know.
Jesse just blow our minds.
Absolutely not.
I blow mines.
The only thing you
know
you
what?
get credit
I blow
for one
mines.
thing, and that was the space on your fucking name.
Dude.
We're not going. You're not getting anything better than that.
My name is Jesse. I blow mines and rectums.
Jesse's not going to be allowed to talk on the next podcast.
Yeah. You're a fucking retard.
All right, man. Well, let's start wrapping this up because it's late.
Yeah. Because Jesse wants some pussy.
No, I want cigarettes and food and then pussy.
It's pretty sad.
Rectum.
Yeah, so we're gonna be looking for a new co-host because we have one with addiction problems across the board.
And sorry, this is the weirdest podcast you've listened to. I know this isn't standard.
This isn't weird. This is comfortable for us.
Mike is one of our closest friends, so it's almost like we wanted you to get to know him.
That means nothing after last podcast about Mark. So I thought, in fact,
are you mad
I don't
at
even
him?
know if me and Mark are friends anymore at this point.
When you did the podcast with Dan, was it like I listened to it, but was it more just talking about the People's Champ build, or was it like a lot of
well, the first half of it I didn't know was a podcast, so we didn't talk about the People's Champ build. I thought we were just bullshitting in the garage.
I felt like when we recorded you earlier when we first started here, like you'd had a lot more to say about like how you started in motorcycles, but
yeah,
unfortunately,
that's Jace's really big problem is he starts talking about all the podcast shit before we start the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing a podcast at that time. It's just we did a unreleased podcast that will be released one day.
I still feel like
it'll be on the Patreon thing. It's like we're getting them extra content.
If you want
just
to
all
know
the
how I
filth,
got into motorcycles,
subscribe.
go to the Fast Life Garage Patreon.
Yeah, there you go.
Give at least $1,
I guess,
a month.
Can you give like a really sexy voice when you do it?
The most important thing. So we're gonna be releasing this on Tuesday.
You got the sexy down, Jesse.
Like seriously though, this one of the most important things is we're gonna release this on Tuesday, which if I'm not mistaken is like one of the last days of the month.
Yeah, so don't forget about the voting.
Tuesday's
thing.
on the 27th.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna ask people to vote for me, but I'm really kind of getting into this thing, so I am asking now.
Well, here's the kicker. Like if I told Mike that I would go ride with him to Born Free if he got all the way in on the deal. And not that I'm anybody you would give a fuck to see, but just if you want to see me just not happy with life because I didn't want to go to Born Free again, vote
I'll have
for Mike.
Sharpies too, so he can sign autographs, and so can Jesse. Jesse was on the Travel Channel, by the way, and he will be signing autographs.
Whatever you're into, right?
Whatever you're into, right?
But so if you're listening to this, then you're probably listening to it on the 27th or 28th, or therefore they're on out. So they're gonna to help you out and us and everything going on. They need to go to Show Class Instagram
or their website
or the website
or both,
which we'll also be promoting on Instagram. You'll be able to see a picture of Mike's bike with a link to Instagram and his page and all this shit. So the idea is just to like the fucking shit out of the picture. Share it if you can to get people to go to it.
Unless you hate it. I mean, that's what I mean. I don't want to ask for votes if you
Even
fucking
if you
hate
do
it.
hate
No,
it.
here's the deal. Everybody votes shit they don't like just because they like the people. And Mike.
Oh my god. That was the equivalent of saying another girl's name when you're banging some other chick.
Sorry, bro.
Well, Jace was actually telling me too that if you vote for it, you screenshot it, send him a picture that he's gonna give $100 off a paint job.
Yeah. Out of a $4,000 paint job, you got it, buddy. No, it's if you help him out, it'd be very appreciated to us. You know, it'd be nice to be a part of that build as well. You know, we're the ones that are going to get to paint or do the artwork on it, so it'd be cool to have a bike at fucking Born Free that's painted by us. It's actually not in the Dyna FXR show.
Yeah,
which, you know, still cool.
Still be an FXR, but
yeah, it could actually go to the FXR show as well.
There you go. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so check it out. What's your Instagram?
FXR Mike
_?
I don't think there's an underscore in there.
I thought there was FXR Mike.
I thought there is.
I don't even know, dude. I don't ever type my own name in.
You don't like
You don't
get people
stalk
at the
yourself?
gas station like, hey, dude, aren't you FXR Mike? Yeah, you got an underscore. You got a space.
Huh? Underscore.
Underscore crew.
Oh, Jesse's at 3 fist bumps.
Oh man, counting them up.
I had 2. Hey, we're almost done here. I'm gonna see if I can score another one real quick.
Not after calling the wrong name.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, that just
What's up with
means
that, man.
I don't know. Whatever.
What does it mean?
Shut up.
Mark, I don't think we're friends anymore.
But no, so yeah, follow FXR Mike, space it, underscore it, however you want to do it. however that world works, I don't know. Fucking blasphemy is all I know.
Blasphemy.
And yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, fuck it. Jesse's being a little
Fucking
bitch,
Hooters! Later, y'all. Right.
Well, Hooters was closed when we got there.
Yeah.
So that was a bummer. Also, I ended up getting an extra fist bump at the end of that. So me and Jesse were even on that shit.
Whatever. You begged for it.
I did.
You fist bump slut.
Anyway, I really hope you guys like. Mike is going to be on our podcast quite a few times. There's probably, a lot of our friends that we kind of trip out with, But yeah, I hope you liked our just. I guess we were just fucking off the whole time, pretty much, right? Bananas, yeah. Don't forget though, and I can't reiterate this enough. If you can, please vote for Mike. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees, baby, please. I'm just fucking with you. No, but if you could, we'd appreciate it. I'd really love to see him go a long way. I'm super stoked about the effort and what he's done, and I'm really inspired, to be honest with you, watching him build all this shit by hand and him taking like.
That's like a level of build we haven't been able to do yet.
Yeah, we definitely have. That's why I like to say we modify bikes.
Yeah, man.
That's he's building some shit, which is was really nice and really dope. And I just want to see someone, a good dude as such as Mike, kind of get a great opportunity to kind of catapult what he does into a great spectrum. So I mean, if you guys vote for him, it's going to help him move on to the next round, and then it's up to him and
his
what he's
skills
doing
and abilities.
Yeah, to keep going. So don't forget, you're gonna want to follow Show Class Magazine as well as FXR_Mike or FXR Space Mike, and check that shit out. I want to thank our sponsors, ManicCrew.com, Manic_or Space Crew, as we have figured that out through this podcast. Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram, painthuffer.com. Texas Performance MC. Check all these guys out, and don't forget to let them know you heard about them through us. Also, give us a follow at the Fast Life Garage on Instagram. Check out our website, fastlifegarage.com. Patreon, all that shit's on our website. You can link to everything. And yeah, man, we really appreciate it.
Feed me, I'm poor.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully we'll be back again next Tuesday, right? Yeah. Peace, homies.